Welcome to the 7th episode of our superhero campaign, Marvel is the New Vanguard, Piercing Chaos. We are so excited to be here to start our own Marvel adventure using the rules from the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game playtest. We're going to jump right into the story, but first, let's have the cast say who they are, who they're playing, and upcoming projects that they're working on. You can kind of tell things are a little different, but as always, we're going to start first with our fantastic narrator, Elisa. Elisa, like to talk about yourself?
Hey, sure. I'm Elisa Pearl. I am the storyteller for this narrative. It's late August. D&D in a Castle is soon. I don't know what else to say. Lots of fun things coming up. And also, I'm not sure because it's actually like several weeks in the past. So, yeah, that's all I got. Oh, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Elisa Pearl on Twitter and Instagram. It's a Z, Elisa with a Z.
All right, perfect. Next, we're going to move over to our special guest, Eric Campbell, who had his head down.
Yeah, I was making note. I'm like, oh, I got to remember what to say for the okay, I got to write that
The
down.
future, yeah.
Yeah.
No worries.
Hi. I'm Eric Campbell. You can find me across pretty much everything at 16-bit Eric on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that, and my own Twitch channel. You can mostly find me when I'm not streaming Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings on my Twitch channel. You can find me on Monday nights at Q Times with Eliza and Sam Delev, and we play with a bunch of GNS alumni and everybody else we can get to come in, and we run our games over there on Monday nights. We are in the past right now, so at the moment in this wibbly wobbly moment, we are in the middle of Ember Squad, which is our Star Wars Age of the Rebellion game, and I at the moment everyone is still alive. I have no idea what the situation is.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, well, they're up to shenanigans. They're going to Hoth right now, so I don't know how that's going to end up. But yeah, and then that's really actually all I've got. That's it. Hello.
All right, perfect.
Nice to be here.
Thank you. I'm so glad to have you with us. Playing, you see on the overlay, but we'll keep it a secret for now. Next, we have the wonderful Aki. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, or projects you're working on.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Aki. My pronouns are they, them, and I play Aid Hastings, also they, them, otherwise known as Captain America. As for projects I'm working on, I legitimately do not know. This is kind of the only thing I'm doing right now. Maybe at some point this month, you will have seen Sin and I in, oh, wait, not this month, next month. At some point in September, you will be seeing the two of us doing a scripted reading of the first draft of Clue with an absolutely bonkers cast. It is bonkers. We have Licia Marie, Vince Casso, Chris Montgomery. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on other people. Finn is doing our Foley.
Gordon.
Bonnie Gordon is playing Miss Peacock. Trevor is as our Colonel Mustard. KP is playing our Professor Plum. It is ridiculous. And we had our first rehearsal just a few days ago in the past. And it was so good, y'all. We had so much fun. And so we're really, really excited to bring that to you. But hopefully I'll be able to announce the date soon, just check out my socials for more information.
All right, perfect. Next, we're going to make our way down. We have the wonderful Melee Damage. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hi there. I am Melee Damage. You can find me on all the socials, whatever they are, /Melee Damage. Yeah, I do music, movies, streaming, and I am not good at figuring out time lengths of things. So just follow me there, and you will see all of the current things that I am doing. And tonight I will be playing Elektra.
All right, perfect. Next, we have the wonderful Cynthia Marie. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hey y'all, I'm Cynthia Marie. You guys can find me on Twitter at CynDancer or Instagram Cynthia__Marie. Let's see here, projects. So what Aki had said, yes, I will also be reading for Clue as Miss Scarlet. I think at this point I will probably be announcing that I will be doing my first live stream as a DM. Yeah, so we're actually doing our session 0 tomorrow, so this would be in the past, I suppose. So it would be coming up. I'm going to be doing a campaign called Whispered Academy. If anybody knows anything about my role-playing past, one of the first games I ever really appeared on was Arcana High, where we were a bunch of high school students in Waterdeep. I'm telling the sister story of all the evil children who went to an academy for school. So that's going to be a whole bunch of fun and excitement, and who knows, maybe you'll see some familiar faces or hear some familiar voices. You never know. Outside of that, I'm on a bunch of other shows. Much like Melee, I suck at keeping that all together in a future timeline. So just look at my socials. That's where it's gonna happen. And I usually pop up in random places. Like I popped up on the Gax Pack at one point. So like, you never know where I'm gonna be. Just look at the socials. But tonight I am playing Yamaya. And she's kind of your Wonder Woman / Storm smash up type character who takes care of everybody by making sure they eat food and moms everybody. So there you have it. I'm not gonna say that's great. Anyways, much love. I'm excited.
All right, perfect. Yep, she always come by with the Mountain Dew, and because of that, she comes through clutch. Next, we have the wonderful Ree. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hello, everyone. First, you can follow me on the socials over at Big Dude Raid for a full list of everything that I'm up to. I'm also the DM for Rerolls, which I believe they should probably be doing something cool involving a city by now, I think, hopefully. In our D&D campaign, our VTM campaign, we should be wrapping up now, so go and check that out. But tonight I will be playing Usnavi da Costa, the son of Robert da Costa, for those of you who do know who that is. And then last but certainly not least, around this time, information on our upcoming Mage Sea Ascension campaign, The Tower, where we get to explore just what happened with the Tower of Babylon, and all kinds of chaos from there should be coming out just about this time. So stay tuned and see where we're going with that.
Wow, you have mastered the future. I give you props for that.
Well, I mean, what is that? That would be time, sphere.
Yep, time. Yep.
And,
Makes sense. Makes sense. He plays on that mage.
The mage is the only one who could do it.
Yep. I was just thinking that.
Makes sense.
And of course, we have the wonderful Nas Wiki. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hi, I'm Nas. I'm literally just a guy. I bounced around the cookout and the bear pen. I'm currently in this game and Thala Unbound. I'm mostly on Twitter at Nosferatu TTRPG, but I mostly just post nonsense. And I mostly just appear whenever people invite me, to be honest. That's the extent of my schedule for appearances. People say, "Hey, Nos, do you want to show up?" And I usually say yes.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, and of course, who are you playing?
I am currently playing the World War I Ghost Rider, known as John, who did a bit of an oopsie last session.
I'm not sure we could classify it as an oopsie. I mean, I guess it was the eye of the beholder. That's the best way to describe it. Of course, if you haven't watched that episode, make sure you check it out via our YouTube, where you can be able to see exactly what he did towards the end. As for yours truly, I am Kara858. I play the Sweet Bean Divinity, who's normally a little bitty old 12-year-old kid who grows up into this 7'2" tall giant of a figure that still loves Mountain Dew. But of course, you can be able to find all of our content listed on the Cookout TTRPGs on YouTube, where we have a wide variety of TTRPG goodness. I still say, to this day, we have the only campaign dedicated to a group of sextuplets. I mean, if you whatever your interest is, we have you covered at the Cookout TTRPGs. So with that said, we're going to transition over to our wonderful narrator, Alisa. Alisa, take it away.
A massive crystal has appeared throughout the multiverse, piercing through many worlds. releasing creatures of unknown origin unto the populace. You'll read about it in the late edition, I'm sure. But maybe you'd like to hear the facts, the whole truth. Our heroes have been skipping from multiverse to multiverse, hot on the trail of a mysterious someone named Dr. Angela Winston, who may be the no-good doctor behind all this mayhem. The heroes previously decrypted a computer file with a single document called the Butterfly Project. The document states the following. When making contact, first assess level of acceptance. Ingratiate, then move into phase 2. Once phase 2 is a yes, turn to yellow. Phase 3 begins. Once phase 3 is a yes, turn to green. If phase 3 is a no, turn to red and X, contact command. If target not found, turn to red. To maintain contact, instruct target to only initiate in case of emergency. Command will initiate all other contact. Once there is no more yellow, phase 4 will commence. With this information loaded into their computer devices, the story continues. They also notice that below these instructions is a table listing out several multiverse designations with colors assigned to them. Some of them have X's. The team also found out that there was a version of Dr. Angela Winston in the GB313 multiverse, who was a former French spy who went missing. Captain America, aka Aid Hastings, debriefs Wade, Wilson, and Buckeye on the mission, and they say they'll look into this French spy dame while the rest of the team moves on to their next objective, the first multiverse on the list. And so the team shoves off to Earth 90214, dressed to the nines for 1936 New York City. Earth Noir, a world of shadows, light, gray, and dark. One man on this team calls this place home. His name is John, no last name to speak of. A man torn apart by competing spirits that have taken up residence within him. The spirit of vengeance, which holds him in high regard as her champion and avenger of souls. And the Ghost Rider, a rebel who uses John to run from, well, maybe we'll get to that part later in the story. A star portal appears in a back alley, New York City, and the team steps out. Just outside of this alley on the street ahead, you know, because of America Chavez's intel, that the brownstone on the corner is the one that Dr. Angela Winston of this multiverse takes up residence in. All that's left to do is knock on the door. And so we begin.
Now, I have a question I think that everybody is probably curious about, that I would like to get out of the way before we get down to the serious stuff. Are we all in color?
Not in this world. There is no color in this world.
That leads to another question. Are we still dressed the same, or do we magically adjust to...
I believe you all shared with me, the storyteller, that you wanted to have been dressed in this world's wardrobe. Was I mistaken?
No, I think we would have changed. We would have stood out too much otherwise.
Not Electra. She's staying with the leather jacket, and that's just kind of her thing.
All right.
You show Aid Hastings a zoot suit, and they're gonna get a zoot suit.
So I'm guessing Divinity literally has perhaps the largest brown trench coat possible to be able to cover their physique, and then like this huge hat that just like covers their face to where they can barely be able to see, because that's the only way they'll be able to cover their mask. So they got is a really weird juxtaposition of their costume, which has like this hoodie and blue colors and everything else, well, not colors now, and this trench coat and large hat looking like a 7'2" Dick Tracy is very weird. Very weird right now.
Yeah, I think Yamaya went full garb, just as kind of how you look. So like the satin nice top with the big bow with the lilies, the beret, hair actually done up in actual historical fashion, because she is a big fashion nerd, especially when it comes to historical. High-waisted, wide leg pants, and she has her little wingtipped flat. They're almost like swing shoes. They're kind of black and white, but she has the wingtip going on. Yeah, she's like ball, like all out 1930 something.
Aid would have offered you their arm to kind of like walk you through the portal.
Perfection. Yeah. I do have a Mountain Dew bottle stuffed in my pocket of my wide leg pants.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be something if you pulled out the Mountain Dew and it's the only thing that's in color, just this bright, just horrific green?
Nothing can stop the yellow 5.
Nothing.
Well,
that's perfect.
Usnavi is wearing a black pinstripe suit with a pocket watch that has the shape of an image of a sun emblazoned on the front.
Yes.
Okay. And I guess
John looks like his normal self. The uniform, everything.
That World War I uniform. And in your normal human state right now, is that correct? No flame and skull right now?
No flame and skull.
Okay. So you all have entered this alley, and as I said before, America Chavez has figured out that this brownstone, if you just walk down this alley towards the street, the brownstone on this corner is the one where Dr. Angela Winston has taken up residence, is listed as lives here.
Time is it?
Well, it's always night in this multiverse, so it's nighttime.
Of course.
But it's probably mid-evening, 8 p.m. There are people milling about on the street.
I say we make this.
Get out of here quick.
So, same thought. Want to lead the way, John?
He nods without really speaking. He's still processing what happened, so he just leads the way to wherever they're supposed to go.
All right. John leads the way down this alleyway towards the street. And you see the old clunky cars rolling down the street. You see couples arm in arm, the lady wearing her finest furs, walking down the street to an evening at the theater. It's a normal night in Earth Noir, Earth 90214. And you get to the sidewalk, and looking over to your right, you see a beautiful brownstone, a row of brownstones really, but the one you're looking for is right here on this corner. You see about a dozen steps that lead up to the front door that is glass beset within a beautiful dark wood. There's a light on inside.
Still trying to be nice about this, or do we just want to go in?
If she's alive, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Cap.
I was just going to say, if she's alive, she might not have any idea what's going on. I don't think we want to frighten her.
What they said, yeah, I agree. We should approach with caution.
Let's go.
Should I stay here or go inside with you?
I mean, probably not a good idea to leave you out here alone.
Is this place dangerous?
No, you're just gonna attract attention.
Oh. Okay.
And they just kind of like swing towards the back, but they're definitely keeping their eye out as best as they can anyway.
Just then, Divinity, a gentleman rolling a metal cart of some kind bumps into you from the back and he says, "Hey, watch it, big guy." And when you swing around to look at him, he sees your masked face and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. And he runs down the street pushing his cart.
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm glad that he realized he was a douche. He sound like people who lose when you play NBA 2K. But I don't know. Maybe I should go inside.
This kid.
So yeah, they follow suit.
Okay, so do you all walk up these stairs to the front door? Okay. And who knocks? Is someone knocking or?
I think John is knocking.
All right, John. Quick knock on the door. You hear the scuffling of feet not too far away. And when the door opens, please, Doctor, can you describe what they see? I believe you need to turn your sound on.
Thank you. Yes. No, I was just testing, make sure y'all were paying attention. Well done. Well done. Yes. A flustered individual throws the door open. He's Caucasian, about 6'1". Looks like he's probably pretty well built, but he's dressed like a. He's wearing trousers, like the high-waisted 1930s trousers with slacks on. His shirt is kind of pulled open a little bit at the top, and he does have a bit of a he does have like a Newsies hat on as he throws open the door, like he's kind of settled in for the night, but he's kind of casually dressed. Watch, it looks like a professional that came home and just kind of was just kind of unwinding. When he throws the door open, he's in the middle of saying, "I called the police 3 hours ago. Where's..." And then he stops when he sees all of you and freezes.
I think we need to have a bit of a talk.
We're not the police. Why do you need the police for?
My wife is missing.
Well,
Just see John go like.
awkward.
Dr. Angelica Winston?
Yes. Sorry, who are you all?
Oh, we'll explain. Do you got some time for some tea?
It would be safer to have this conversation inside.
You know something? I'm sorry, I'm being rude. Come in, and you might need to duck your head a little bit. It's just come in, please. And he steps aside.
Divinity walks around and like bows underneath the doorway and says,
Oh, by the way, remember, don't drink the Coca-Cola here. It has cocaine in it.
When he hears you say that, he just says, "What's wrong with cocaine? It's good for your teeth."
There's a lot wrong with it, but that's okay. We'll get there eventually. Question for you. Do you mind if I make some tea or some hot toddies if you've got the correct ingredients?
Oh, of course.
Seems you're a bit stressed out. I'd happy to help out here.
Oh, no, if you would all like to have a seat, yes, of course. I'm sorry, Miss
Aquinas, or you can call me Maya. It's fine.
Maya. I'm sorry. I'm usually a better host than this. I'm just a little sudden appearances, not the police, wife missing. It's kind of thrown me a little bit, but
it's a lot of stress. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Inhala, exhala.
Yamaya, you get an edge on your next roll because you used your catchphrase.
Sure. The kitchen's this way. I'm afraid I don't have any tea, but of course I do have whiskey, or I could make some cocktails, perhaps.
Oh, we can do some hot toddies. Who's up for some hot toddies, everybody? Some hot water, some whiskey. Excellent. Great. Cinnamon, lemon. Do you have all of those things?
I'm certain I do.
Oh, great. Just put the kettle on for me, because I'm not great with hot kettles, but I'll get everything else started.
You remember, Dr. Lester, that you don't have lemons, but your next door neighbor probably does. Your next door neighbor, Cindy.
I'm sorry. I'm just now realizing I don't have the ingredients you're asking for. My neighbor does, but is it necessary that we drink now, or can we get into who you are and what this has to do with my missing wife?
I think you're gonna want to have a drink before we talk.
Very well. He just moves over to the you see this crystal like decanter, and he just moves over to it and just pours himself a shot of whiskey and immediately just tosses it back. All right, I'm ready.
Why don't you have a seat?
He'll move over to the sofa and slide into a seat and says, I'm sorry, I get the impression you're going to tell me something disturbing. Does this have something to do with her cousin?
Her cousin?
Okay, so you don't know about this. Gabrielle. Gabrielle? Yes.
Gabrielle.
Gabriella, perhaps?
Let's
Gabrielle.
start a bit earlier. What kind of work exactly is your wife up to?
What does she do?
She's a doctor, same as me. I'm sorry. I thought you knew my wife, and that's why you're here.
We know a version of your wife.
What does that mean?
John, do you want to try to explain? I feel like the two of you might speak each other's language a little bit better. I'm usually pretty good at this, but this is your place.
Oh no. Yeah, so John just kind of sits down and says, I've met your wife when I was serving in the Great War, and as it turns out, there is a world beyond ours where other versions of her may have been involved in something terrible, and we are currently making sure that your wife is not involved in that terrible thing, because it seems to be involving every version of who you know as your wife.
Have you been made aware of the crystal that has recently?
Yes, I've seen that. And I might have thought you out of your mind, except I have seen that.
Other versions of your wife might be involved with its presence.
Out of curiosity, when you saw that crystal, did anything come out of said area? Was there any sort of chaos that may have ensued?
If I remember correctly, everyone saw the crystal. It appeared in the sky, and I did see creatures emerging from it. Yes.
And approximately how many days ago do you think that was? A couple days?
You remember it was about 4 days ago, Dr. Lester.
About 4. I suppose it was about 4 days ago. This is the first opportunity I've actually had to slow down. I've been running around trying to mitigate the damage that's been done by this event from science fiction.
Storyteller, real quick, with the mention of 4 days, that seems to line up with what kind of happened in the majority of our. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that all happened simultaneously. Got it. Cool.
It does line up exactly.
Okay. So is there anything we can do to help you mitigate this situation? It seems that it's affected quite a few people, and we have a little bit of how would you say, background knowledge, some experience on how to deal with this. So how is it that you're dealing with it currently, and how can we help?
I've been helping triage, and I'm a first responder. I also served in the Great War. I was a combat medic. And now I'm trying to do what I can to help the people that have been injured by this. I've been ordered to go home and rest. I've been at it for 4 days straight, so this is my first opportunity to have finally been able to call the police about my missing wife, which I'm sorry, I'm still
When
trying to
did she
absorb.
go missing?
Oh, I guess it must have been about 5 days ago now.
More like 10. The time is all a whirl. You haven't slept in days, but really.
He'll get up. Yeah, he'll get up and go look at his calendar and be like, oh God, no, it's been 10 days.
It took you 10 days to call the police about your wife?
No, it took me 10 days to get the police to respond to me about my wife.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
To be fair,
Wife.
the woman that showed up said that she was her cousin and stayed here, and there was a dinner and a long lost family member. And then the next thing I know, the next day, my wife decides to go with her to visit other family members that she didn't know she had. I didn't know she was technically missing until a few days later when I decided to call and check in. It was odd that I hadn't heard anything, and when I called, the number had been disconnected.
What does Gabriella look like?
Well, that's the thing. She looks exactly like my wife.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was not her
Her
cousin.
cousin.
That was her.
I'm having trouble processing what you're telling me right now. This sounds like something out of a story, out of some kind of science fiction magazine.
Fortunately, Doctor, the what's fiction and what's true is about to have a very big collision for you all.
Curious, have you ever read the story by H.G. Wells, The Time Machine?
Yes, of course.
What do you remember from that book?
Specifically, just that it was an extraordinary read. It's been. Are you suggesting that there's some kind of time travel involved?
That's probably the easiest way to start with what we should probably be telling you. But time travel, right? You can go back and forth into different places, according to H.G. Wells, correct?
Yes.
What if we told you that instead of it being linear, you can actually, what's the word? Go
Travel through universes.
Planier travel.
Interesting. I don't know what I would say to that.
Well, you're a man of science, I assume, correct?
Medicine.
You're a doctor. So it shouldn't be that implausible that...
Medicine's a little different than alternate universe theory.
None of us are from the same universe. Each member of the group you see before you all comes from a different place. He and Aid points to John, comes from this place. This is his home, and we are all just visitors. We've never been here before.
I would think you would all need to have your heads examined were it not for that crystal. I find myself struggling to disbelieve what you are telling me.
That is totally fair.
At this point, Dr. Lester, you hear the soft meow of your cat entering the room, rubbing up against your shins and heading into the kitchen, knowing that it's dinner time for your cat.
Sorry, I forgot to feed her. Excuse me. Please make yourself comfortable. I will be right back. And please, I would like to know what we can do, what you need from me. And then he'll turn quickly, and his shoes, he's wearing those like slick black glossy 1930s dress shoes that a doctor would wear. So you can just hear the heavy footsteps on the hardwood floor as he heads back into the kitchen.
Electra starts snooping hardcore as soon as he leaves the room. She's looking through things and looking for any kind of little clue that she can find related to this situation.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a roll. Let's say vigilance. And let's make this challenging. 23 is your target number.
Roll 20 is giving me trouble. Surprise, surprise.
All right. Is there anything else anyone would like to do at this point?
Just to let you all know, the longer we stay here, the weaker I will become, since there really doesn't appear to be a sun.
Roger that. Are you going to be okay, John?
Me?
Yeah, you. You seem a bit off.
I'm gonna be okay. Eventually.
Should probably talk about it at some point when you're ready.
Maybe.
John, you have been feeling a bit off lately. You hadn't done a penance stare. You hadn't taken a soul in so long. Perhaps because you know that these two spirits within you, well, number one, that's all they want you to do. And number two, whenever you feed them with souls, they start to get unruly. And you can hear in the back of your mind, in that special place in your mind where they battle it out, you can kind of hear and feel them trying to draw you back in so they can take over. Electra, you failed that roll, your search roll. And I'm going to say that, yeah, you find just normal household things. This is a couple. They seem to be living fairly comfortably as doctors during the Great Depression. This doesn't seem abnormal for them because they are hardworking doctors. You see some paperwork that's bills that they've paid. You see cat toys around the house. You don't see anything that would show that they've had children. It's fairly well kept. You are in this quite nicely appointed, furnished front room with the type of furniture that has clawed feet and upholstery. And there's a fireplace on the opposite wall.
Do I see another doorway or hallway other than the one that Doctor walked through?
Sure. You see a door that is to the left as you walk into the front glass door of the brownstone. There's a door directly to the left. And that door is closed. You see a stairwell that extends in front of that door and goes up to a second level. And then to the right is where you've entered into the salon, the front room. And then the direction that the doctor went was through the salon room to the back to the kitchen, through another door.
I am going to check upstairs for a master bedroom and very stealthily and quietly walk up there. Electra has been very quiet for the most part in the hopes of not drawing attention to herself so that if she disappears from the group, maybe the doctor won't notice.
Let's have you roll agility against the doctor's vigilance. Okay. So the doctor does not need to roll for this. We're just going to use the doctor's vigilance defense score. Can you tell us what that is, Dr. Lester? So under total defense score, if you go down the column to vigilance, tell us the number in red or in the red column. You need to turn your sound on, Dr. Lester.
I like I like keeping y'all guessing. The vigilance score. Okay, so the total defense score is 21, but it also states that I have an ability that gives trouble on agility stealth checks made against me.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, Electra, you have trouble on this.
Can I ask what that actually is again? Because I think that's the first time that I.
Oh,
heard.
yeah, sure.
That what ability gives me that?
Oh, what trouble is, I believe she's asking. Yeah. Yeah. So trouble is basically making you re-roll one of your die. So I will tell you which one. It'll probably be your best one.
All right. And it was 21 was the number?
Yes. Target is 21. Okay. Now you beat this roll with a 25, but you have trouble. So I'm going to have you re-roll that 6.
Another
In your
6.
face.
Another 6.
In your face.
Okay. Well played, dice.
Yeah. Roll with disadvantage. Okay, you roll the same thing twice.
That was great. Okay, so you are able to sneak up these stairs, and just with your high agility and your skills as a martial artist, you make sure not to creak these old steps on your way up. So you get to the second landing of this beautiful brownstone. You see to your right, well, in front of you is a wall that has a couple of a few portraits, different family photos and things. And you see to the right, at the top of the stairs, you turn to the right, you see a bedroom door that's open. And then if you turn again to the right, down the hall, you see a door that is closed, and then another door straight ahead that it looks like to be a bathroom.
I will go to the closed door and check that one out.
Okay, you open that closed door. It's a linen closet. So stacks and stacks of towels, bed sheets, handkerchiefs. Yes, sure. Yes, they would have used handkerchiefs back then.
And then immediately upon seeing that, I will turn around and head towards the bedroom.
Okay. Yep, you turn into the bedroom. Do you turn on a light or anything?
How dark is it in here? Is it like super, super dark, or is there at least some like moonlight or something coming in that once my eyes adjust, I can see a little better?
Yeah, there's pretty low ambient street light filtering in through the curtains, but it's pretty dark.
Is there a candle or anything small that I see that I might be able to light so that the giant room light doesn't draw attention?
Sure. I think, yeah, there would be a candle and matches here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
All right. So you light a candle that's sitting on a bureau to your left next to a lamp. And holding this candle, yeah, you now have more light. There is a drawer of dressers across from the foot of the bed, 4-post bed with a beautiful ornate dark wood headboard. Across the room on the other side of the desk on the other side of the bed is a small desk, and then a closet that looks like a walk-in closet from what you can tell.
I'm gonna check out the desk first.
Yeah. Okay, you walk around that 4-post bed to the other side of the room where the windows are, and you look at the desk, and I'm gonna have you roll again, vigilance.
Against mine? Oh.
Actually, no.
Okay.
Not against yours this time.
Gotcha.
This is going to be 21. Well, same number, but 21.
Yay.
Ooh.
28.
8.
All right. And you did not have trouble on that because this is not against Dr. Lester's. Now, You don't see, again, this appointment is like very well kept. You think maybe even they have a maid that comes in once a week. So there's nothing strewn about on top of the desk. You see like an inkwell and a fountain pen, a little lamp on the desk. You see a blotter with a calendar underneath it that has some notes, like that has some notes that have birthdays and holidays and vacations and things like that marked on it. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. You open the drawer. Is that where you were going? Were you gonna?
No, opening the drawer is good. I was going to ask if any of those vacation dates looked suspicious. Like, did they just suddenly start increasing or anything like that, where it looks like maybe this version of her has been in contact with maybe other versions of herself and possibly traveling between things at any point in time? Does any of that look oddly timed?
So I will tell you, with that success, the only thing you can really tell is that they did go on a vacation recently to the country. It says country house with the family. And they came back from that about 3 weeks ago. So you open that desk drawer, wide, flat, kind of shallow desk drawer. And you do now see some papers and pens and things. You see something that immediately catches your eye. And it is a small, about the size of a silver dollar, metal coin, circle around the edge, and the imprint of a skeleton butterfly on it. On one side.
Electra grabs a piece of paper from the desk and a pencil, and she's going to lay it over the coin, and she's going to scribble out so that the impression is on the piece of paper, and then fold it up and stick it in her pocket.
Okay. Great. So you, okay, that's what you find in the desk. Do you do anything with that coin?
Other than just copying it, no, she's going to put it back because she's not trying to steal anything. She's just trying to gather information.
All right. Yeah. So you put the coin back, close the desk. And is there anything else you'd like to look at in this room?
I think she might like take a once over of those drawers at the bottom of the bed just for good measure. But I think she pretty much is kind of not getting too much and would figure that the desk would be the most part. So I feel like she kind of might do like a lackadaisical search through some of the drawers real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do that. You look through the dresser drawers. You just see what looks like Dr. Angela's and Dr. Lester's clothing. You see a rack of shoes peeking out from under the bed. Nothing else seems to kind of jump out at you.
Then yeah, she will actually try to stealth back downstairs unnoticed.
Okay, and you do so. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Dr. Lester, tell us how you feed the cat.
Well, it's the 1930s, so I imagine I probably get like actual fish or actual like meats or something, or some kind of chow that I just kind of scoop it into a bowl and whatever. I'm not sure what cat food they used back then.
Do you scoop it in a certain way?
I mean, probably with a spoon, I suspect. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like, what do you mean? He just takes the thing off, and he's stressing out about his wife, and he takes out a couple of pieces of chicken, and he just exhales for a second as the cat's mewing at him over and over and over. And he takes a deep breath and collects himself before he goes back in. And he almost forgets to put the food in the bowl, where he just stops at the front and goes, oh, and he just tosses it over his shoulder and just sinks it right into the bowl behind him, 10 feet away, without even looking.
The door is halfway open when that happens. So those of you, actually, go ahead and roll vigilance, everyone else in the other room, to see if you notice that.
What's the check? If it's not -2,
Vigilance 21. Let's make it against Lester's. Were you trying to hide that, Dr. Lester?
I don't think he expected anybody to be able to see him. He's just tossing it over his shoulder.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna head in his direction anyways, and I got a success on my roll. So
All right. Yes.
So did I. And I have heightened senses as well. So
Okay.
I got a 24.
All right. Great. Any other?
I got a fantastic.
Oh. Okay.
So it makes perfect sense that the sweet bean is the only one that didn't say anything, as they're probably looking at the about to do in your mind's purse right now.
Mine is fantastic as well, actually.
All right. So everyone except Divinity sees this. But John and Usnavi, you have an idea of there's not that many people who can do something like that, can hit a target without even looking. And you're starting to get an idea that maybe Dr. Lester is not just a regular human.
He's not back in the room at the moment, right?
Yeah, the door is halfway open, and yeah, he's re-entering the room, having just tossed the cat food into the cat's dish.
You have an impressive aim there, Doctor.
I'm sorry.
it was a nice shot.
Yes.
What's a nice shot?
The cat. Never mind. Did you ever play baseball by any chance?
No, I didn't like. I wasn't really into sports when I was growing up. Surprised to say, I like to watch it. No, I didn't like to play it.
I'm gonna take a coin out of my purse and I'm gonna just casually toss it in his direction. I want to see what happens.
Okay. What happens, Dr. Lester?
He catches it and says, did I say something? Did I win a prize?
Yeah, read the date on that coin.
He looks down at the coin and what's the date say?
Shit, 2022, right? We're in current time, right?
Yeah, in your multiverse, yes. 2022.
He looks at it and says, is this real?
It's real as you standing there.
Also, what is this great war you keep talking about? It sounds like something from my history books, but I'm not good at history.
John just sighs.
The Great War. It's. I don't know how to. It's the Great War, the World War.
I would suggest that we don't continue this line of questioning.
Please.
Okay. I think I understand. World War One, right?
What do you
We're doing one.
That's
See,
not.
we don't even have them in our world, and even I knew.
What do you mean one?
Not important.
Right. There's more wars that have happened in time. But that's not why we're here to talk. Your war was clearly the Great War. We understand that there was tragic and loss there. We understand and we appreciate both of your services to help save the world as it may be. Right. Divinity, we'll talk about it later.
He hands the coin back to you and says,
Okay.
back to the subject at hand. I am desperate to find her. If you are all looking for her, I would like to help.
We are looking for her. Your help would be appreciated.
You're not going to hurt her, are you? This isn't some kind of... My wife is innocent. She is a brilliant physician.
We believe that she is a brilliant physician. Whether or not she's innocent is yet to be seen. We want to assume that she is. We have
Well,
no
then wait a-
intentions of hurting her, even if we find her.
He relaxes.
Why would you think we would hurt her, though? Are there other
don't-
people who have tried to threaten her?
Well, no, but she's missing, and you're all a bunch of strange people in my house seeking her out. You're not the police. I don't know what's going on, and if you were looking for her, I just want to make sure that it's not for something that could be bad that I maybe don't know about, aside from what you've told me.
There's no nefarious intentions with what we want to do, though we can't say the same thing for your wife.
All right. Well, I can tell you what I know, that we've lived an ordinary life, and all things considered, with the war and whatnot, but up until 10 days ago when her cousin showed up, and then the crystal, and then the creatures. That's all that's happened.
What sort of sciences does she study?
She's a physician, same as me. We were both combat medics in the Great War.
What's her particular interest in the human body?
She likes to repair it, and she likes to heal it.
But she has a encyclopedic understanding of it. I think is the most important thing for us to hold on to there.
She is brilliant.
Dr. Lester, go ahead and roll logic for me.
Right.
Your target number will be 21.
21. I'm going to go ahead and guess there's no heckin' way I hit this target number. And go! I nailed it.
Oh!
I nailed the hell out of that.
24. Fantastic success.
Fantastic success.
Mhm.
So not only do you take a moment to think, they're asking you all these questions about what she studies. She's a physician just like you. But you take a moment to just think back, okay, when I first met her, she was a grad student. She had that doctorate, that fellowship. What was it? Biochem. She studied biochem, and she was top of her class. Brilliant, brilliant doctor. And she actually passed up a prestigious doctor position at at Columbia University
Fellowship.
so that she could go and help in the war.
Okay. He is saying, you're hearing all of that as he's thinking out loud. And then he says, that's the only other thing I could think of.
One other question. Does she like butterflies?
Well, yes. I think. Or, I mean, the same as anybody else, I suppose. She doesn't, we don't keep any, if that's what you're asking.
No, I was just curious if she liked butterflies or not.
Does she have a tattoo of a butterfly anywhere?
A tattoo? What kind of beatnik do you think we are? No, of course not. We have tattoos.
As Yamaya covers her wrists.
I think it's a slight adjustment from everyone on that.
Aid actually probably has quite a few tattoos as well. Thinking about it.
Well, how is it that we can help you, Doctor? As I had offered earlier, our assistance, we are not here to cause any sort of harm to your wife. We just want to help find her for you.
Oh, nuts. Beatnik wasn't coined until 1958. Oh, whatever.
You were ahead of your time, Dr. Lester.
I'm ahead of my time.
Riffraff, I think, is the word. you're
Yeah,
looking
riffraff
for.
is fine. I just want to find her. If you're going looking for her, I can't simply sit here waiting for the police to finally get around. Their hands are full with what's going on with this crystal. If you're going looking for her, then I want to come with you.
If your
I can
aim
be
is
of help.
always that good, I think you might come in handy.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Where we're going isn't safe to go, and you may learn things that will be difficult to know. You can choose to stay here and stay unaware of those things, or follow us and learn.
Is there an ashtray laying around?
Do you or your wife smoke, Dr. Lester?
It's the 1930s, so well,
Smokes.
I don't know.
An ashtray or something similarly small. That yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I think for guests at least there would definitely be an ashtray, a glass ashtray.
So Aid picks up the ashtray from the table, and you're still holding the coin, correct?
No, I handed it back to Maya.
Maya, will you hand Dr. Lester the coin again?
Yeah, flick it over.
And Aid goes and stands behind Dr. Lester.
Mm-hmm.
Try tossing the coin into the ashtray. Don't face me.
He's looking behind him and he says, "What is this?"
I just want to see something.
Eliza, he is deliberately just going to flick it straight up into the air. He is not going to try to bullseye the ashtray. He's just going to flick it straight back behind him.
Yeah, it lands right in the ashtray.
Like the bullseye you got there.
See what I mean?
That just might be a lucky shot, though.
Want to try again?
I don't know what this
think
is
so.
or what you're trying to prove here. What does this have to do with my wife?
You might be special, like the rest of us, and it is a possibility that your wife may not have told you everything about her and maybe why she fell in love with you.
So, do we know where to start looking?
Well, no, yeah, one more toss, and then we'll figure out where she's at. Well, I'm curious.
Once is coincidence, twice is I don't remember. Suspect, and then 3 times is a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Before I entertain this, he just like cuts off and says, "Before I entertain whatever it is you're trying to prove here, who are you people?"
Told you exactly who I am. I'm Yamaya Aquinas.
Yes, but I think what I mean is you're from another universe. You're stating to me. Who are you?
My name is Aid Hastings. I don't know that a version of me exists. Well, if they exist in your world, they're much younger than I am. They haven't quite, or that's the other guy. In any case, in my universe, they know me as Captain America. I am
One of those, Elisa?
I don't think not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Right. I think
If it's Steve Rogers, he's still a kid.
Yeah, if it's Steve Rogers, he's just a kiddo.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. He hasn't even started training yet.
It's 36. Yeah, he'd still be a kid.
Yeah. So
Not by much.
yeah, your Captain America hasn't shown up yet, but if your universe is anything like any of the rest of ours, he'll show up pretty soon.
Huh.
But
You remember hearing about that spider guy that was on the radio?
Oh, I'm sure in this noir universe that's probably true, right, Eliza?
yes, you've heard of
Yes.
what they call a vigilante around town.
Right. Yes, I have heard about this person. I've read the papers.
We're like him.
I see.
want to take the hat off, Divinity?
Divinity looks towards the others and then they kind of nod, and then you see them take off the huge hat that they had on and the large trench coat, and then of course you see before them what looks clearly to be alien of sorts, this white and purple cloak, this mask that covers their face entirely, these blue and green ley lines that transition. They look like if you were able to go into space, if space is how someone appeared in a humanoid form. That's what they look like, and then they just start to flow.
It's a shade of gray and a darker shade of gray.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's true. That's true. You see some really bright lights that looks like the stars, and then you just see like darkness.
Nice.
And then you see them. They just start to rise a little bit in the air as they start flying.
Like this. I'm divinity, by the way.
He's mesmerized by watching you fly, but he doesn't freak out. And he looks at you, Maya, and says, "Can I see that coin again?"
Toss it back over.
He catches it between his fingers without looking at it. And he takes the coin that Cap gave him, and he tosses the first coin up, and then he goes back and throws the second coin at it, and there's a clinking sound. And the first coin just ricochets down, landing perfectly in the center of the ashtray. And a few seconds later, the second coin lands right on top of it in a perfect stack.
Hot dog, I knew it.
Bullseye.
You are special.
That is awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Well, we can keep playing games, but I think we should probably leave. I'm concerned if this world is as good as the other ones at dealing with these creatures, that people will probably be in trouble.
Where did you last hear word about the quote-unquote cousin coming here? Where was she heading off to?
Gabrielle, she said she was going to her, I guess she said she had family upstate.
Upstate.
I have a phone number, but it's disconnected.
When was the last time you called that number?
I've called it every day. I called it this morning.
Do you have an address?
No, she just said it was upstate New York.
Is there do you have a phone book perchance?
Let me see if phone books were invented back
I
then.
don't think there were phone books yet.
I think it was all switchboards still.
Was it switchboard still?
You would call the operator and they would do a switchboard.
And there are, in fact, operators that have been telling Dr. Lester this number is still disconnected.
Yeah, they're probably getting a little irritated with him.
All right. Upstate. Do any of us? So this is in every universe we've been to so far. Angela's headquarters have
phone
been.
books.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
cool.
looked it up too. It says 1878. They were.
Oh wow!
I was like, I know my history. I swear.
No, I didn't mean to contradict you. I just didn't realize they'd gone back that far. That's cool.
But I think both are true. There would have been operators, and also the phone book would have, been maybe not on the scale of like the early.
Wow, you can actually buy one on Etsy. 1930s.
You can't make long distance phone calls. You usually it's local calls that they're connecting, and if you're doing a long distance call, they have to connect per switchboard operator, which is why it takes a long time to make a phone call to. And I know too much about history.
There's no such thing as knowing too much about history. That's freaking dope.
Listen, last session I went on a Wayne Newton knowledge rant. So
That's true.
all good here. It's all good here. So, Dr. Lester, yes, you have been calling the operators for the past week or so, and they keep telling you this phone is disconnected. But I will tell you this, you don't have to roll for this. You now remember, now that you've had some time to soak in all this information these new people are telling you, you remember that one of the times that these people called, you asked them, is there any information that you can give me about this number? And they say, well, yeah, it's a Yonkers number.
Okay, he relays that as he's like recalling. Well, they did say the Yonkers thing.
I have a question, both in and out of character. In every universe that we've been to so far, has Angela's like headquarters been in essentially the same place?
So I can give you a storyteller answer to that. I believe the only headquarters you have found for Angela were in Yamaya's universe.
And
Was there
that-
another?
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
Columbus Circle, so that would have been Midtown Manhattan.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that there was no through line there that I was missing. All right, cool. Yonkers. Oh man. I never even been to a Yonkers and I don't like the sound of it.
It's not so bad.
It's
Part of
upstate.
the borough. It's
Be honest.
fine.
Does this place have airplanes?
Airplanes? Yes, we have airplanes.
Yes. Yeah.
So if we fly, we won't stick out too much?
I wouldn't do that, Divinity. Not yet,
Fly high
anyways.
enough.
I think that we're probably better off taking a car.
Agreed.
There's a car that can fit me here?
It's either that or we try to take a train.
Oh,
Trains, there's buses.
Dr. Lester, do you think you would have a car?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, doctor, totally. He
Yeah,
probably makes
okay.
those calls. Yeah,
So then, yes, you have a car.
probably wouldn't fit you though. It certainly wouldn't fit
Oh,
all of us.
well,
despite the size of cars back then.
Well, John has a motorcycle, so can you fit one more on the motorcycle?
Probably.
I can create an illusion
You have
over
a
us while we
motorcycle.
fly as well. Divinity.
I was gonna say I can create some coverage too.
it's just easier for me that way, so therefore I don't have to worry about breaking any equipment when I sit down. I'm a big boy.
Fair enough. Actually, I think I have some coverage that'll be very fitting for this place.
Perfect. I think this is a
See,
I'm sorry?
I was going to ask who wanted to ride with John.
I can. I don't mind. I've been on bikes a couple of times.
So it's Usnavi and Divinity in the air, John and Electra on the motorcycle. Yamaya and I will ride with Dr. Lester.
Sounds fine.
That sounds fine with me, unless you guys wanted me to fly with you.
always welcome to join us.
The only trick is that my coverage is kind of roughly in 2 miles, so you have to stay within the range of the car. If I'm in the car.
It's fine.
All right. Sounds good. Well then, yes,
All right.
you're right. Let's do this plan.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do before you leave, Dr. Lester?
Yeah, he's gonna grab his coat and his walker hat and put on his cufflinks, button up his shirt, throw on his tie, and go out the door with everybody. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say before everybody like actually gets out like completely outside, I think Yamaya is gonna try to head out first. Hopefully Dr. Lester sees us, but we'll see what happens. But I don't think you guys have seen this either, but Yamaya's eyes technically would have turned like a bluish, like white sheet, but because we're in noir, it just turns kind of a grayish kind of thing, and she's basically calling a storm to them, and it's gonna just start like just downpour rain, like just perfect noir essence weather with the kind of cackling of a thunder just off in the distance, and then just downpour rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all step out onto this stormy, dark night, suddenly stormy, dark night. Step down onto the street. And the car is there at the curb, Dr. Lester.
Okay.
As is the motorcycle.
He'll eye the motorcycle, having only seen one in the war. And he'll
It wasn't there when we came in.
You gotta go try the whip.
You all load into your respective
Mhm.
transportation.
Electra whispers to John as they get onto the motorcycle, let them get in the car and pull away first. I have something to share.
Gets a nod.
Start up the car, and he'll just pull out of the driveway then. And he's just
Okay.
muttering to himself, "This is so strange," and just pulls out of the driveway.
Yamaya, you have shotgun, by the way.
He'll start
ju-
driving.
Okay.
Kind of drives behind, rides behind, and then just kind of pulls to the side slightly. into like an alleyway.
Electra pulls out that piece of paper that she made the scribble of the coin with, and she hands it to John and says, "Do you recognize that at all?"
Does he?
Well, John, you were there. I believe all the information has been shared with the group of that circle and the skeleton butterfly, the tattoo that was seen on Dr. Angela's wrist in Yamaya's universe, and you all were there during the decrypting of that computer file, which had that logo on it as well. So yeah.
John just kind of looks at it and says, "That poor man." Just kind of folds it back, hands it back, and they start riding.
Yeah,
John. Oh, go ahead.
there's it was on a coin, which is very weird. We have not seen that yet, but now I get it. He does the throwing thing. So just so you know, John, I'm going to keep a very special set of eyes on this son of a bitch, because I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. Or better yet, as far as he could throw me. And trust me, I've seen that a couple of times. It's not fun.
It's funny. I didn't make the connection until just as May started expressing her like, "Oh my godness." I was like, "Why is May?" Oh,
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct.
This is 2 for 2.
Yeah. And John, you hand that paper tracing back to Electra, pull out on your bike, and the hair on the back of your neck stands up. And at that moment, you hear the voice, her voice, say, "Watch your back, kid. He's watching you." And out of the corner of your eye, kind of tracking along with you along the street, you see one shadow that just won't go away, kind of hopping behind lampposts and planters and pedestrians, this shadow lurking. You can feel that other spirit inside you flare up, and you feel the flames fighting to come out, but you are able to keep them down, and you realize Mephisto has found the Ghost Rider.
Oh no.
And we will take our break there.
Well, yeah, I was not ready for that. Okay, I hope you are enjoying this episode so far. If you like what you see here, make sure to join our Discord, where you should see in the description section, in the chat below. Sorry, description is YouTube. We have a section for spoilers, not spoilers. We would love to hear your thoughts about the campaign. I hope you're enjoying this special Black and White Noir episode for now. We're going to be away for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll see you back for the second half of Marvel's The New Vanguard. But until then, farewell for now. Hi, we are now back for the second half of Marvel's The New Vanguard. So with that, Aliza, take it away.
So the caravan of Dr. Lester's car, John's motorcycle, and the two characters flying through the clouds up above continues on its way to Yonkers. That shadow keeps following you, John, but it's not doing anything else. You don't see it getting closer. Sometimes it actually just goes away, but you can still like sense it, feel it. And you continue along that road for about 45 minutes, heading north outside of the city. And in this time period, the city is not as spread out as it is in some of our worlds and some of the Earth 616 viewers' worlds. So you're in the country now. Dirt roads, less development. You see some cottages and farms just outside of New York City. And soon the street signs start to say Yonkers. You find yourselves on the outskirts of Yonkers. There's coming up ahead on the road, a motel, the kind that just kind of catches people just on their way between here and there. People who may not have a place to stay, who aren't yet where they need to get to, but They found this place to stop at. What would you all like to do?
This seems like a good a place as any to stop and maybe take stock, figure out what we can find out from here.
Wait, who? Just to clarify, I think it was Captain America, Yamaya, and Dr. Lester. And okay, so yeah, so only you three would be okay. We're like flying high overhead, so I mean, unless we have communicators where we can talk to one another, we won't be able to hear.
I mean, you absolutely do have communicators.
Oh,
the same devices on your that you wear. Most of you wear them on your wrists that America Chavez gave you to call for a portal. That also can ping each other and communicate to each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll communicate through that device to let people know that we're stopping at the motel to reconvene.
All right, I'm heading down now.
Pew! You see Divinity just soar through the sky, through the clouds as they head down towards where the motel at. Almost like a fighter jet. Pew!
Okay.
I will use holographic illusion so that way Divinity and he can land without panicking the city or the people.
What does that look like?
He is just going to look at the night sky around where they're going and just create an illusion of that. It's kind of like in a play, moving the set piece down so that way no one looks too hard, you know.
Do you just appear standing nearby, or what does it look like when you join the group and you drop that illusion?
He's just going to be kind of leaning against the wall, doing like the 30s gangster kind of thing.
All right.
As Yamaya gets out of the car, she actually her eyes switch back to normal and the rain starts to kind of calm down.
Okay. As the last pitter patters of the rain kind of dry out, you all see where you're standing. You have pulled off into one of the parking spaces in front of the motel, and there's only 2 other cars. It seems kind of like a quiet night here, maybe not too many guests at this motel. The sign does say that there are vacancies, though. You see in front of the parking lot area, there are the rooms of the motel. They each have separate doors, numbered 1 through 5 on the first floor. And then to your left, there is a slightly separate area of the building. It's still connected, but it's kind of a little, almost like a shack attached to the motel building. And that says open on the door. And there's a light on inside there.
I'll go grab us a room.
Aid, as you walk towards that open door, go ahead and roll vigilance.
What is my difficulty?
Difficulty is,
or my target number, I should say.
I'm going to say your target number is 23.
Ooh, okay. Oh, I succeeded.
All right. Was there any, let's see what type of success you got. Okay.
Just a regular success.
All right. Okay. That was plenty. As you walk past one of the cars, you get a glance of some bags inside it. There's a purse, and there is a bag that looks like, in a way, like someone's going on a little weekend trip.
I'll communicate that to the rest of the group through our communicators as I'm walking into the building. You might want to check that out discreetly, Electra.
Am I hearing communicators being spoken through in the car that I'm in?
Oh, I imagine you all have congregated outside of your car.
Okay.
Standing around in this parking lot. So yeah, you would have heard the communicators.
I just asked because I want to know him to be mesmerized by the technology. He's just like, That's incredible.
I'm probably the closest to you, so you probably would have heard my communicator going off.
Okay. Yeah, he just says, it's a telephone. That's incredible.
Watch?
Where does the wire go? Is it a radio? And he looks at the watch.
Yeah, it's a small radio in the watch.
Clever. He just nods, kind of a little amazed.
Wait till you find out about the Nintendo Switch.
Shh.
He looks utterly lost with that.
Can we avoid telling our friend here about events that haven't occurred yet? I feel like that's going to cause a problem.
It does?
Yes. I think I see what you mean.
Probably.
Yes, I guess you're right. I probably shouldn't know anything outside of my time.
Why wouldn't you?
Divinity.
I don't know. Like, why do you don't not say anything about what happens in the future? Like, what does that do?
I think, and this is just a theory, but I think it might affect future events as you all know them. But then if you're not from my universe, how would you know what my future events are?
We don't, but it could affect how you think, and which could affect what should happen or shouldn't happen here. And I've seen what happens when bad things start to happen in the universe. So for now,
see.
let's be very careful.
Oh, okay.
Understood.
Thanks for that. It helps. Again, I'm young. I don't know about these things.
Okay.
Aid, you keep heading towards that door with the open sign. And at the same time, Electra, you slide over to that car to kind of peek in the windows. Electra, go ahead and do a vigilance roll. And while you do that, Aid, you open the door and you see a welcome desk, very humble, what you would expect to see at a roadside motel, really nothing fancy. And you see a tired young gentleman with curly red hair sitting behind the front desk.
Is it okay if I dragged John along with me?
John gets dragged along, but he looks very fidgety all of a sudden. Keeps looking over his shoulder. Keeps looking like he's expecting someone to be in the corner of his eye.
Hi, can we get a room, please?
Yeah, sure. Would you like just one room for the two of you?
One room, just for a few hours.
Oh. He blinks at you. Oh, yes, of course, sirs. Yes, whatever you need.
And
John is unfazed.
A just has the smirk on their face.
He pulls out the registration book and plops this heavy leather-bound book on the table in front of you. You just need to sign in here, both of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be $5 for the night. And there's a continental breakfast in the morning.
I don't think we have to worry about breakfast.
Oh, right. Of course. Of course. Yeah. He pushes a pen towards you.
Yep. Aid signs in.
Joan signs in with a fake name.
Okay.
And I slip him a greenback.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Your room is number 4, and he pulls out one of those nice vintage key chain connected to a key, and it says the number 4 on it. Hands it over to you. I hope you enjoy your stay. Let me know if you need anything, please.
I think we're gonna be okay. Thanks, kid.
Yep.
And Aid turns to John, gives him a wink, and walks out the door.
Okay. Now, Electra. Let's see. What did you roll on that vigilance check? Oh, I didn't tell you target. Or did I? Yeah, I did.
You did?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I saw the last roll and I thought that was it. I'm gonna say this is gonna be 25.
Right. Success.
Success. All right. Right on the nose. You see, well, first of all, why would someone leave their purse in the car? That's strange. You see that the purse is just slightly open and there's a handkerchief sticking out of it with the initials AW stitched onto it.
I checked the car door to see if it's locked or not.
It is locked.
I'm gonna mosey around to the whatever side of the car is less inconspicuous, and I'm gonna try to elbow out the window.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a might check. Would you like to also do the, well, how about this? If you get a fantastic success, your fantastic success will also help it not attract too much attention.
Excellent. My target number for the mic?
Yeah, that's gonna be also difficult. So 25. I forgot that you all leveled up, so I've been giving you stuff that's too easy. You're level 13 now. Okay, 25 is challenging. So yeah, this was challenging for you. And that makes sense. Breaking glass is not that hard for you to do.
I didn't get a fantastic success, but I did get 32 versus 35. So a lot higher.
Yeah, okay, and it's a very good success. And that just means that someone will have heard the breaking glass in the parking lot. But we'll get to that in a minute. Which window did you break?
Whichever one looks like it was least inconspicuous. So if there was like a side of the car that might have been like facing some bushes, or if there were people over here, she would have went over here. So just whichever one seems like it's gonna be the less sus.
Okay, so to the left side of the car is the front desk. To the front of the car are the motel rooms. And then to the right side of the car is another car a few spaces away. And then your team and that car.
We'll do the back window.
All right, back window. It sounds like the back right window. Or yeah, okay. So yeah, you elbow that window in and it shatters with the force of your elbow. What do you do?
I look around real quick to see if I see anybody that heard.
There's a quick flutter at one of the motel room windows, but nothing else.
Then I will kind of duck below, like where the top of the car is, and I'll reach in and I'll grab that purse and see if, while I'm digging around in there, if there's anything else that looks sus.
Okay. Yeah, you see the bag as well, the larger like travel bag that Aid saw. Otherwise, this car looks really empty, clean.
I'm gonna grab both of those things and hold them like they are mine and walk back to the group.
Okay.
What did you find?
And at this point, I'm going to say that John and Aid will have also been rejoining the group.
Do we have a room?
Yes.
Turn sound on, Aid.
Yes, room 4.
All right. And Electra just kind of holds up what she has and starts like heading that way.
All right. Divinity follow suit.
Okay. And the numbers are the numbers are roomed. The rooms are numbered from 1 to 5. 1 being the closest to the welcome desk, and then 5 being the furthest. So you head to room 4, open it up, and you all are now in this motel room. Pretty standardly appointed, kind of drab. I think this black and white and gray all around you adds even more drabness to this motel room. There's a dingy looking lamp on a bedside table. There's a little radio on a bureau. And then to the back, there's a door that's slightly open with no light on inside it.
I'm gonna go turn the radio on. So just in case, I have a feeling the walls are relatively thin.
Okay.
So turn the radio on.
Well, what do you turn the dial, and what kind of station are you looking for?
Classical music.
Okay. Yeah, you turn, hear some like pass by some like, and tonight's weekly news. And oh, John, I just love you so much, John. Why can't we be together finally? And then finally you land on a classical music station. Yes, Dr. Lester?
The door that's kind of cracked open in the bathroom in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Lester's gonna pause and look at it. Can I see a mirror through the door? Is it darkness inside?
Yeah, you see the reflection of the light in the room you're in a mirror through that door.
Can I see a light switch on the wall in the reflection?
Yeah, sure.
He pulls a quarter out of his pocket and he's gonna bounce it off the mirror and flip the light on.
I don't even think you need to roll for that.
He's gonna ricochet it right off the windows of the mirror, so it just leaves a little split, but it's gonna ricochet back towards the wall that's right next to the door and flip the light on.
You do that.
And the light switches on.
Sometimes I can do that too, but mine's a bit bigger. And Captain America takes off their jacket, and it reveals that like on their back, that like strapped there this whole time is their shield, and they kind of pull it off and set it on the bed.
Bigger than a coin.
Much bigger.
When I was serving in the Great War, there was a moment where I was stitching somebody up, and we had a few people ambush us. They came up over the lip of the trench we were in. I didn't know that I could kill a man with a grenade pin. But that day I found out I could kill 4. I didn't know I could do this before then.
Well, that's some shit.
I don't like hurting people. I just want to find my wife.
Are these hers?
What are you holding up?
The bag and the purse that had the handkerchief.
Those
initials.
Are hers, aren't they?
Yeah, you recognize that.
His eyes widen. He just goes, "Yes. Where did you find these?" And he rushes over.
Here. We were in a car outside, and it was the one that Aid pointed out, and it is very odd that someone would leave their purse in the car. Usually this is, a thing people would take with them. So that's not a promising sign, I'm sorry to say.
So it's possible that they're here right now in one of these other rooms.
Did you happen to see their name on the ledger?
You know what? I kind of got a little bit distracted and forgot to check. I'm being totally honest with you on that.
No worries. There's nothing a little bit of charm can't help. I can go look at the ledger real quick.
They probably didn't use their real names. I'm gonna be honest. But I'll have to check.
Okay. So Yamaya and Usnavi are going to the welcome desk. Who else is going? Is anyone else going?
Electra, I think, would like to try to stay in that room and meditate on maybe that hanky and see if she can get any kind of vibe about where this person might be, especially since people think she's in a close location.
Go ahead and roll your, I believe you have a new skill, a new ability, yes?
I do.
What are you calling it?
Well, I am calling it Electra's Reiki power, but by the book, it is actually a Spidey sense.
Yes. For the Earth 616 viewers, we have been flavoring certain powers a certain way to fit our very unique heroes in this campaign. Now, yeah, go ahead. You asking for a target number?
Is it ego or vigilance?
Oh, good call. What's a Spidey? Let's read the Spidey sense text. What does that tell us?
Spidey sense text? I can tell you because I've got it. Spidey Sense says the character has an edge on initiative rolls and vigilance perception checks. Enemies have trouble on agility stealth checks against the character's vigilance defense. The character also gains a permanent +2 bonus of their agility defense.
So we'll make this a vigilance. Thank you for that. We'll make this a vigilance check. All right.
And it just occurred to me, I don't know if that's added to my agility defense score.
Right. Yeah. You might need to go ahead and add that.
You might need to add that.
Yeah. I don't think we added that when we built the character.
Target number.
Oh, target number. Yes, of course. Okay. So with your new level at 13, I'm going to say this is difficult. So 13, 25 plus 2, 27.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you what does it look like? Are you actually like sitting in a meditative pose when you do this?
Yeah, she kind of climbs up on the bed and she flips her size in and kind of sits holding the size, but takes the hanky and kind of sets it right in front of her. And you just see she like closes her eyes and just really like almost looks like a monk sitting there meditating.
Yeah. The rest of you in the room see her do this maybe for the first time because this is a newly acquired skill. But yeah, you kind of tap into that space of meditation, focusing on the energy of that hanky and the other belongings of this woman. And the path just kind of stops here. You don't sense anything else, any particular direction from this general area that she may have gone.
Electra comes out of it and just kind of looks at everyone and goes, maybe it's because we are in a strange place. Maybe it is possibly because she's protected by something, but I'm not getting a read on her.
What did you do? I've never seen you do this before.
Oh, Reiki. It's like a meditation thing, but sometimes it helps me see just a little bit farther than my eyes can.
Oh, that's cool.
Like a sixth sense.
Exactly.
Okay, well, should we just go through all of the doors and see if anyone's home?
I actually wanted to ask Dr. Lester something. Your wife did some work with biochemistry. Before she left, was she acting strangely? Did she seem preoccupied or particularly engrossed in anything specific?
Not that I'm aware of, but I do just find it incredibly strange that she was so willing to go with this woman who looked exactly like her. It was so obviously suspicious. This woman just shows up on our doorstep looking exactly like her, and then suddenly she's running up to upstate New York. It made no sense, and yet she insisted. It was out of character for her, to be sure. She's a very rational woman. I wasn't able to convince her to stay.
Did she give you the impression she was coming back?
She gave me they made it sound like they were going to call and have me come up and visit as well.
What was Gabrielle's reaction to meeting you?
She seemed a bit shy at first, little meek, perhaps. I read it as being nervous, not knowing how to talk to somebody and say, hello, I'm a long lost family member. I was stunned because I thought I was looking into the face of my wife, who I had just left in the other room, and astonished, I called my wife in, and we all had a bit of a shock, and I invited her inside and we sat down and began speaking, and she explained herself. She seemed very timid at first, but then her and my wife began to get along quite famously, and they decided to take each other into each other's confidence, I suppose, when I was getting drinks and whatnot for everybody. But I don't, nothing immediately leaps out to me as unusual aside from the whole situation in general.
Did you notice any strange marks on her?
Did I? Eliza? Did I see any strange marks on her?
On who? On your
On
wife?
this Gabrielle
Gabrielle.
person.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll vigilance.
Okay.
Target number is 23.
Ready.
Okay.
Success.
Yes. Success right on the edge with a 24. You noticed she was dressed very simply. Her clothes were humble. She was wearing a very humble, simple looking linen dress. But her hat was a bit more ornate. It was a small, almost fascinator hat with a couple of feathers sticking out and a short black veil. You could see very well, it wasn't the type of veil that really obscures her face. It's the kind that's more for fashion. And with that mismatch of kind of fancy on the top and then humble with the dress and her simple boots that she was wearing, that was a bit unusual. Yeah.
He relays all this and then finishes by saying, I just chalked it up to her not really having much of a sense of how to assemble an outfit. But that's literally the only thing I could think of that was, if you want to say, off.
That checks out. If she wasn't from around here, if she was a person out of time with limited resources, she probably wouldn't have looked like she knew what she was doing.
Did you see anything on her that looks like a circle with a butterfly in between?
Now that gets his attention and he cocks his head to the side and he says, this is the third time now you've brought up butterflies. What is the significance of butterflies?
Electra grabs the paperback from John and hands it over to everyone and kind of unfolds it, the etching of the coin.
What is this?
That wasn't yours?
He looks at it. Does it look familiar at all to him, Eliza?
Nope.
He says, I've never seen this before in my life. I don't know what this is.
It was a coin that I had found at your house in a desk, top drawer of the desk, I believe. Sorry, there's somebody missing. I've got to go snooping. Sometimes I have to find clues, and it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission a lot of the time.
It's a mannerism that in the 30s is quite, forthright, but of course it almost looks a little childish here. But he folds his arms and looks at you and just kind of like he says, you went through my desk.
Yes.
Well, as rude as that is, I suppose it can be forgiven if it means we're one step closer to finding her. I've never seen this before. I have no idea where this came from. And I've never seen her with something that looks anything like this.
And that's extremely strange.
That sign seems to be connecting all of the Angelas together. Still not entirely sure what that sign means, but every single universe seems to have this sign in one way, shape, or form, and it's somehow being connected with Angela.
If she's here, we're going to find her.
So Angela is the key to this then. I guess it must be my wife from another universe then, essentially.
I think so. Gabrielle is Angela 3.0, I guess. I'm not sure.
This is a lot to wrap my head around. Well, then let us find this Angela person.
While this conversation has been happening, Yamaya, Usnavi, and who else wanted to go back to the front desk? Was there one other person? Maybe not.
It was just us two.
Okay. So Yamaya and Usnavi, you slip out, go walk past those 2 cars, 3 cars now, including Lester's, and you walk into the front desk room, the welcome area. And you see that red
lobby.
The lobby. Thank you. Words are fun.
It's me all the time.
You walk into the lobby and you see the young gentleman with the red curly hair sitting there, looking tired. He's kind of just seems kind of bored. But he perks up when you walk in and says, "Hello, good evening. May I help you? Would you like a room?"
No, thank you. We've already, well, actually, how much are your rooms going these days?
Oh, $5 a night.
Oh, Mr. DaCosta, did you perhaps want to purchase a room? That might be a little bit easier for us to deal with.
Oh, of course, Mrs. DaCosta. Yes, here you go. He pulls the book in front, plops it onto the desk. You can just sign your names right here. It's $5 a night. There's continental breakfast in the morning.
Oh, what kind of
Oh,
breakfast
okay,
entails with the continental? I'm going to basically try to distract him the entire time. Hopefully Usanavi's looking at the ledger. What kind of breakfast is there?
It's biscuits and gravy, and there's hot coffee and orange juice, and there's fresh eggs just from the farm down the street.
And what kind of eggs do you guys, is it just scrambled? Are you guys doing sunny side up, just fried egg? How do you prepare your eggs, just out of curiosity?
Oh, any kind you like. It's a bit more than a continental breakfast, actually. We kind of go all out. It's one of the things that we like to do out here in Yonkers. Good, hearty breakfast.
Sounds beautiful. And the orange juice, is it freshly squeezed? And what kind of oranges are there in there?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm not sure what kind of oranges are, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Are they from Florida?
Oh, I would imagine so.
Oh. Maybe I won't go to breakfast then.
Oh, I'm so terribly sorry.
I'm a big fan of orange juice, but Florida oranges are just a little bit too tart for me sometimes.
Oh, yes, of course. A worldly woman such as yourself. I didn't mean worldly in a bad sense. I meant someone who's probably traveled a lot. You seem very, very fancy.
Oh, yes. I've traveled, here and there and elsewhere and stuff. And I look over at Usnavi like, have ya looked?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Usnavi is signing in, but he's taking his time so that way he can kind of look at other names that are there, look at dates, look for anything that would seem out of place, including the good doctor's name.
Okay, yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I will have you roll vigilance. You're level 15 now. Let me see
16.
what 16 now. 26 is challenging. I think it's actually going to be routine for you to check this list of names. So a fantastic success could give you more info, but let's see how you do on this routine. I'm going to actually make it easy. 26 minus 4, 22. Nope. Oh yeah, okay, it's the same as 15. Yeah, 22 is your target number.
All right, so that's
Vigilant.
11 plus 14, so 25.
All right. Yeah, you check this. You see a bunch of names. None of them stick out to you. I'm trying to think. Would you recognize John's handwriting? Because maybe you would notice that as the last name signed, even though he's a different name.
Okay.
That's kind of all you see here.
Looking at the sign in, does anything look strange here? Is it just like a regular sign in, or are there anything that could be like a secret code message? Just anything weird on the ledger?
You're not seeing anything weird on this ledger. just looks like some names signed in over the past 24 hours.
And then he'll sign it and pay. I assume that this universe uses the same money, so he would pay for it.
$5 American dollars.
A doctor friend of mine was supposed to be arriving in the city recently. What was her name again? And he'll look over at to Yamaya.
Oh, Angela. Shoot, I can't remember the last name.
Wait, is that Yamaya who can't remember or Cynthia?
Cynthia, no, Cynthia.
Oh, okay.
Cynthia cannot remember.
Winston. Sorry, if I'm going to say the last name, I got to quote Ghostbusters too. But yes,
Yeah, that name. That name.
I don't recognize that name. He actually turns the book towards him, flips through the page. When did you say she was supposed to arrive in town? And you said she was staying here a couple weeks ago.
I think so. Fortunately, my memory isn't as good as it used to be.
I don't see any Angelas in here.
What about a Gabrielle?
Gabrielle? Oh yes, there is a Gabrielle.
You know what room perhaps Gabrielle is in? She's an old college friend of mine, and I just heard that she might have been here.
Oh, hold on a second. I was there that night that Miss Gabrielle checked in. Well, now, from what I remember, she never, it was the oddest thing. She never checked into her room.
Come again?
Yeah, well, she came in and she asked for a room, and I registered her. She paid $5 American, and I gave her the room key, and she kind of asked me a couple of questions. And then when she left, she I didn't notice at first because it was covered by the book, but she left the key under the book. I think she forgot it. I ran out to find her, but she had already gone. Not a trace to be found of her.
What questions did she ask?
She asked me about Yonkers. She asked me about how to get into the city. She asked me if this was a quiet place, and I said, yeah, this is a quiet country town just outside of the city. No one really comes by here unless they're coming to or going from somewhere.
Strange.
Have you rented that room out to anyone after that?
Actually, no, it's been pretty quiet lately.
What room was that?
Room?
It was room number 5.
As Mr. DaCosta said, we'll take that room. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Sure. Was she a friend of yours?
She was a college roommate of mine.
Oh, that's nice. He grabs the key for room number 5, slides it over to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And that continental breakfast, I will be here for that.
Oh, of course, Mrs. DaCosta. And I will try to find out if those Florida oranges will be here in the morning.
Thanks, great.
Or you don't want them. Not Florida oranges, right? That's right. You didn't want them.
No. Come on, Mr. DaCosta.
But of course, Mrs. DaCosta. And they will leave.
Okay. So you all exit the room. Head back to room number 4 or 5?
Let's go to 5.
I'm gonna go to 5, and as we're heading down the hall, you just hear Yamaya being like, "I didn't even take Wilson's last name."
I think that's an assumption for this time period.
Evidently, and it needs to be broken because that. Do you understand the identity crisis that a woman would go through when she loses her last name to somebody else? I don't even want to start this conversation.
You are more than welcome to stay here and change it.
We should. I should change this.
But for now, we have other business to take care of. And he will whisper into his communication, we are going to go and check on something.
Okay. So you open up room 5. Click on a lamp, because again, it's dark and drab in here. It's always night in this world. And both of you go ahead and roll vigilance. and you're both level 16. So I'll just say it's 24.
15 plus 14.
Oh.
29.
Okay.
Oh, wait. That is my first roll, and I used my
Yes.
thing, so I can. Yes.
I can, yes.
So yes.
So yes.
What does that entail?
Did I say? Oh, okay. I was looking at the wrong roll. Okay.
Oh, I think it's what is it? Edge,
Is it?
right? If she
Yes.
use her her
Yeah, just re-roll one dice. No, I was sorry. I was looking at the previous roll, and the target number was different. And I was like, "What target number did I say?" But it's 24.
D6, correct? Just make sure I'm doing
Yep.
that right.
Yeah, 1d6.
Ooh.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
That. Which one did you re-roll?
The one.
That bumps you up to a success.
Yes.
So, you both notice within seconds of opening the door and turning on the light, a slight glint of gold on the floor. You walk over to it, kneel down. One of you can tell me who.
I mean, it's shiny. I'm pretty sure Yamaya would have like immediately been like, ah.
Yamaya. Well, actually, okay, two things. Number one, you can't tell it's gold because black and white. Also, you don't know that the guy at the front desk has red hair. I forgot. It's all black and white.
Yeah.
So anyway,
You,
I wanted to
could probably assume that it might be red.
maybe, yeah. That was my little rewind. But anyway, back to the present. You see this a shiny, delicate, what looks like about the size of a bracelet.
Oh,
Thing on the- Pick it up. It's not broken. It's not unclasped. It's still closed.
Strange.
Weird.
Is there any engraving on it? Is it?
No,
Then-
there's not. It's a very simple jewelry piece.
On the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check the floor real quick to make sure there's nothing else that I'm missing there.
Nothing else.
I'm gonna check closets. Anything that looks like a room or that you could put something inside of.
All empty.
Almost certainly someone in here.
Yes, but to lose a bracelet such as this seems rather odd, especially that it's clasped still.
Looking around, does anything look out of place based on the time period? Like, are there any scientific tools or things that shouldn't exist now?
No. This room really does look as if it was freshly made by the maid and someone was about to check in, and the only thing out of place is this bracelet.
And when we entered, the door was fine. It didn't look like someone had tampered with it to get in.
Nope, the key worked just normally.
Huh. I mean, I guess we can get the rest of the group here, or we can keep searching.
Back
Still
in-
once over.
Back in the other room, are you all heading back to the other room actually? Yamaya and Usnavi?
I think we're.
Can.
I'm still interested in this room. I'm still trying to figure things out.
Okay. I'm going to just gently nudge the narrative for you all to come back into the other room. You all open door number 4, and the group is there. John, the door opens, and for a second, you don't see your friends. You see a dark figure standing in the doorway.
Oh, jeez. Sure, that's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
He's gonna immediately go backwards, almost like in a panic, just jump.
Whoa, John, you okay?
It looks. You don't see it?
Do we?
See what?
You just see Usnavi and Yamaya standing in the door.
It's just them. It's your Maya.
Oh, John blinks. Is the shadow still there?
Still there. It is shadowy. It has no specific form, but it looks like it's made of smoke.
Kind of squints.
You hear and feel a voice speaking to you from the depths of your soul. John, it's been a long time. Where you been?
I think you can see John like start to smoke slightly, like he's almost cooking from the inside.
Question. I'm actually gonna put the bracelet on. Maybe this will help something. I'm gonna put the bracelet on so it happens real quick.
Dr. Lester, you notice Yamaya, all the attention is on John for a second, but briefly you notice Yamaya putting on the bracelet that your wife usually wears on her right wrist.
Wait. Where's the bracelet?
Yamaya just put it on.
Oh, okay.
If you're not gonna do anything, I'm gonna walk over to John and kind of like, you know what? This is old black and white. I'm just gonna like, yeah.
Snap out of it.
John, come back to us.
As she slaps him, you just see this skeleton for a split second as he kind of looks back, like flicker in and out.
Now, John, you know that doesn't work on me. You don't belong with these people. You belong with me.
The smoking from John grows more obvious. It's not like steam. It's like he's burning up from the inside now.
Hey, I need you to focus up.
What are
All
you
right.
seeing? Tell us what you're seeing.
I see him,
Who's him?
the devil.
The devil takes many forms, sweetheart. You gotta be more specific.
No, the devil.
Like Daredevil?
No, the
As in
devil.
Satan,
Yes.
Lucifer, Beelzebub, that okay.
This is happening in the room that I'm in as well, yes?
Yeah.
You're all in room number 4.
Okay.
Back.
Yes, I'm just watching silently, like trying to. I don't say anything, like hushed silence as he's staring at these people having this conversation. And the smoke, I'm seeing smoke rising from your body. So, like, just he's staring in hushed silence.
John, you need to calm down. There's nothing out here. There's nothing that's going to hurt you.
John, a tendril of smoke barrels towards you and grabs you by the throat.
Do they see John being choked by something?
Yeah. They don't
Wait.
see the thing, but they see your body jerk forward and your head throw back as if something is holding you at the throat.
And I think at this point you just see John's flesh like burn up. And this is like the first time most of you got to see it like from this close. Just
Yeah.
this.
That's right. Come out and play with me.
Just this gray skeleton burning in white fire just
Okay.
burns John away completely in this like demonic screech.
Yeah.
Maya backs up.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's gonna do it. So Lester flees the room, screaming.
Okay.
Usnavi is gonna put himself in front of John and in front of everyone else, so that way he'd have to hit Usnavi first to hit other people.
I got Dr. Lester.
Yamaya is just basically starts to yell out, Usanavi, Captain America, you guys take care of John. Electra, you're with me. You're going to go take to Dr. Lester. Divinity, you make sure everything is going to be safe in here, and I'm actually going to use Battle Plan.
Oh, yeah, great.
So the character inspires one or more allies of their choice. I'm hoping that that's everybody that I just spoke to. With an earshot up to the character's rank. I'm rating 16, so... Inspire allies gain edge on all its action checks until the start of the character's next turn.
All right.
Thank
and is that
you.
for one round or for how long does that last?
Until my next turn.
Okay, great. Well, that's it. Let's roll initiative.
Beep, 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 beep.
Oh boy.
Now watch me get a high initiative, and there goes that.
Oh, great. Okay, so
Where's my damn mouse? Where is my mouse? This is what the one problem with too many monitors is that losing your mouse is a big old pain. Mine has disappeared. I have no idea.
oh my goodness.
where it is.
Yes. I only
found
have
it.
two
I found it.
monitors, but that has happened to me. Okay, so this is our first time rolling initiative with our dear guest here. So some things to note. You're going to roll your 3d6s. Actually, you just on the sheet, you have the initiative button that you can just roll. If you get a fantastic success on your initiative roll, it is going to give you a surprise bonus round. Not a surprise, sorry, a bonus round, not a surprise round. Unfortunately, Mephisto has rolled 1 on his Marvel die, so he will get a bonus round. Did anyone else get a fantastic success on their initiative?
1 sec. I just realized I forgot to incorporate. I forgot that I have edge on my initiative rolls because
I
of Spidey senses.
So re-roll your low.
Yeah, I have edge too. I forgot, so I'm running again, and I got a. What does the Marvel thing mean?
Yeah, so if you get a 1 on your Marvel die, or if this is Marvel here, you get a bonus round before the first round of combat begins.
Oh boy.
So I also roll exactly what I rolled
Oh,
before. So 22 is going to be my total initiative.
all right.
I rolled 2 better, so I have a 22.
Okay, so
So nah, so you re-roll the entire thing with your edge. You just re-roll 1 dice.
Yeah, I did re-roll just one die.
No, that's for
Oh,
Nas.
okay, sorry.
For Nas.
okay.
Yeah, he rolled twice, just as a heads up.
Okay, so that's 1d6.
I'm only seeing 1.
Oh, it's
I got
Yeah, they rolled one up
I got
there.
a 6.
there you go.
Okay. Oh, so you got an ultimate fantastic on your initiative. That's
Did
I
I?
think if you re-rolled the 3, which is that you would re-roll the 3.
Their first roll was above them.
Yeah.
So
It's way up at the top.
I'm not. Oh, okay. No wonder. I was like, I'm not seeing that.
It's 5 to 4. So
5 to
I
4.
rolled the 4.
You could either re-roll the 2 or the 4 because
I think I would re-roll the 2.
yeah. So then we're adding 4 to that 17, and then 21. Okay. So starting from,
I got a 27, by the way.
it seems like everyone rolled above 20, right? Or not? No. Okay. Who's below 20?
I'm below 20, but I did get a 1 on my Marvel die. But I'm only a 12.
All right.
Yeah, slow.
Let's actually start. Who's like 18 or 19? Electra and Yamaya, what are your numbers?
15.
Electra. 18. Okay. Electra. And then is the next below that 15 from Yamaya? All right. Yamaya. And then 12, Divinity. And also a fantastic success.
Oh, sorry. No, that 1 would become a 6. So that would be 6,
18 sounds like, yeah.
6 plus 3. Yeah, 18. Yeah, it's 18. My apologies.
That's all right. So you, who has higher who has higher vigilance between Electra and Divinity?
Oh, definitely Electra. 200%.
Okay, so you will go first then. So Electra and then Divinity. All right, and now who has 20 or 21?
Me,
John, what do you have?
a 21.
21. No one has a 20. Okay. 21, John. All right. Who has 22?
That would be. Oh wait. Oh, I did roll initiative twice. Oops. My first roll was 25.
Okay, but you have edge on one. I saw you did re-roll one of your d6s.
I didn't see the first time I rolled an initiative, so I did re-roll the d6. So the re-roll is actually a 4, which is lower than what I originally. Oh, it's the same thing I got. So my total is 6, 4, 4. So I got a 25 for my initiative.
25. All right. So then Aid, you have 22.
Yes.
All right. Aid has 22. Oops. Lester has 25. Is anyone between 22 and 25?
No.
All right. 25 for Lester. And then 27, Usnavi.
Mm-hmm.
And that's everyone, right? Okay. So the surprise round. Those of you who are still in the room, John is still being held by some unseen force by the neck. Almost like not floating off the ground, but looks like he's on his tippy toes almost. And suddenly a figure starts to take shape in the room. The figure of a man wearing a Stetson, a dark Stetson hat, bolo tie, and a dark suit, cowboy boots. And he has his hand out holding John by the neck. Tall. He's maybe 8 feet tall.
Ooh, that's tall.
This is Mephisto. And he's going to do another ego attack on our dear John.
Oh boy.
Okay. That is rolled 11 plus 12, 33 hits your 25. I didn't give you damage last time, but that's okay.
Oh boy.
Damage is 3 times. Oh dear, it's a lot of damage. I'm gonna just give you base damage for now because Mephisto's just trying to get your attention. Okay. The base damage is 60.
60. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. He's just slapping you around a little bit, trying to remind you who you belong to. That is Mephisto's.
Spicy.
Sorry, y'all didn't mention that all of my NPCs seem to like be in love with you all. Now I'm like, oh yeah, no, I hear it now. I see. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I see why you think that.
Hey, it's okay. I don't think any of us are mad at it. We just, you know what it is? It's just the love of our DM of our characters bleeding through
And I
the
love all of
NPCs.
you. Exactly. I love all of you. Okay, so that was Mephisto's bonus round. Divinity, you also have a bonus round.
Oh, okay.
What
So
would you like? Now you see this 8 foot tall cowboy man, who otherwise looks human, but you can tell his eyes are like burning with some type of energy. He looks evil. He looks straight up evil, and obviously is holding your friend by the throat. What would you like to do?
yeah, that's a problem. He's also around Divinity's size, which he's not used to looking eye to eye to someone. So this is weird. So what Divinity is going to do is, seeing that he initiated a grapple, Divinity likes to grab as well. So what he's going to do is he's going to grab Mephisto and then just toss him out the window. Just yeet him. And
We're gonna treat this like a. You're gonna have to grab him first, like a grapple, let's say. So might versus might. 32 is his might. Do you have to roll? Actually,
No.
like, don't you have a? Oh, okay, all right.
My base number is a 42 by itself. But so I'll just roll just to see if I get a fantastic success.
Okay, all right.
I know fantastic success, but it's okay. But yeah, so what essentially he's going to do is just fly towards him. Now that he's tangible, he sees his friend in danger. He's going to grab him by the ankle and then pretty much just twirl around and just toss him straight out the window. Now, this individual.
Now, hold on.
Okay.
You grabbed him.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to try to throw him now.
Yes. So that.
Okay.
So quick toss allows me to throw.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What exactly does that say then?
So for quick toss, it allows me to throw the individual as part of the grapple check.
All right. Word. Okay, let me just take a look real quick.
Right, yeah. So just to give a quick off real quick. So quick toss. Beep.
What else? Sorry, I'm just trying to read the whole text of it.
No worries. So the
I see it now. I found it.
The character throws the grab character at another target. The range is determined by the level of the character's might power and the grab character size, yada yada yada. I already calculated all of that. The character makes a ranged attack against the target. So if I was throwing it at someone, I would have to make a ranged attack towards them.
Got it. Yeah.
But the person who's grabbed is already going to get tossed, no matter what.
So what's the range?
If he is 8 feet tall, he's definitely a big boy. But
Yeah.
According to my notes, an average big sized individual I could toss up to 1,280 feet. However, I'm just going to throw this individual to the car because I don't know who this is and we need to have questions.
Yeah. All right, you grab him by his ankle, twist around, and slam him through the door, and you all hear a crunch as he lands on the front windshield of the car outside. It is the car that had the bag in it, by the way.
Oh, good.
The bags. Those of you who are outside see this and hear this immediately, obviously. And that's Divinity's surprise round, bonus round. Uznavi, we're at the top of combat. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Give me 1 second. I also have to roll damage for the melee.
Oh, yes.
But
yes.
go ahead. Hey, that's what I'll tell you that. I'll put it in chat.
All right.
Well, clearly, we are no longer being discreet about this. So, approximately how far away would you say he is from us now?
So you're inside the motel. Oof, I'm not always good at feet. 30 feet, I think. 30 feet. Let's say 30 feet. Yeah. The rooms aren't that big. And the car was just right outside your door, basically.
I'm gonna try and spare some power, so I'm gonna change and then just fly over and just punch him in the face.
Okay. Go ahead and make your check. Fight attack.
3 plus 6.
And again, your target number is gonna be 32 to punch him.
Oh, that's 29 plus 21. I'm gonna use a point of karma to re-roll.
Okay.
Die. Give me edge.
Ooh.
5, so it's 11, 13 plus 21, 34? 21 plus 13? Yeah, 24.
24?
Yeah, 24.
Okay, unfortunately, your fist goes wide.
34.
34?
Yeah, 11, 13 plus 21.
11, 13. Oh, yeah. Wait, 13 plus 21? That's 34, yeah.
5 is 11, plus 2 is 13, plus 21 is 34.
Yep. So that does hit, yeah.
Oh, right. I have to roll damage. So
Yeah, and so reminder, since you're rolling analog like me, you're going to take the number that's on your Marvel die and multiply that by your rank to get your base damage. And then you can add your might number to that. And I think that's damage, right, Kira?
Yeah, so you roll, if it's agility or might, you roll that, pretty much your mighty dice, and it times it by your rank. So 16 times however much you roll on your Marvel die. So yeah, pretty simple
so
now.
that's 16.
And then you add your might or agility to the damage too, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, let me go ahead and add that to it too. I forgot. Oops. Sorry, I forgot about that.
That's a total of 114 damage from
115. Okay.
14.
114.
Y'all need to stop doing nearly as much damage as my entire health pool. Oh my god.
Don't get in a fight with them.
I just don't like how much y'all of a threat y'all are to me.
Nah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he takes that punch and he turns his face towards you, Usnavi, and says, "You hit real good, kid."
Oh.
And combat continues with Lester.
Yes,
Lester, I believe you're outside, right? You're standing outside.
I'm combating aerodynamics. As the wind is rushing past me as I run at full speed, and he is seeing how he can push the laws of physics as a human being running as fast as he can away from the Lord of Darkness.
You're running away.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like, look, I'm a super individual, but I've never seen Satan before, so bye. It's like I signed up for uncovering this weird alternate clone, but the Lucifer thing is where he checks out. So he's going to, having encountered literal fallen angel, he's gonna flee. He's running. I'm
gonna have you. I'm gonna say this, Dr. Lester, being in such close quarters with these like super beings. Also, a little bit of Electra's Reiki when she did that Reiki moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little residual something, and so I'm gonna have you roll a vigilance perception.
Okay. Is this something I'm getting my edge on, or my
You have. Oh yeah, you do have edge on this. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
On vigilance checks for perception.
Sure.
I wasn't sure if that's what
Yep.
it was. Okay.
It is, yeah, vigilance perception. It's not perceiving with your eyes per se, but it's still a perception roll.
My heart. What's the target number?
Target number is going to be 19.
Okay. Well, I slammed down a 26, and I should probably roll that extra d6 because I.
And you got a fantastic success. So re-roll the 4, and you could get an ultimate fantastic. Okay.
Or I could roll a 1.
Or we just stay at where you are. It's cool.
Oh yeah.
All right. So with that fantastic success, though, as you're running, you actually get far enough back onto the road, and you're kind of in the trees a little bit, but you stop and you turn. You are sensing something in this area, just like there's this electric energy, and you kind of like even move your hand through it and you feel it. Just there's nothing there, you can't see anything, but you're feeling something was here, but it's almost like a fading feeling, like it was here a while ago. No, you're just off the side of the road, kind of like in the tree line now. Yeah.
Inexplicably, he is going to, instead of making the connection that this is somehow related to Lucifer, who's behind him on the other side of the street at the hotel, he's going to look for tire tracks or anything. Like he's just going to glance around and see if what this is possibly connected to, why he's feeling this way.
With that fantastic success on your perception, on the ground near this energy field of some kind, you see an earring.
I'm guessing I know this earring.
Yeah.
So as he scoops it up, I'm going to look in the direction of like the field off the road and just see if maybe they went that way.
No. The energy is just here. It's almost like as you inspect it more, you move your hands through it, it's kind of like in a circular, almost an oval shape, vertical to the ground. And her earring is just like a foot before it.
Is this something I could step through?
Go ahead and make a roll.
He'll glance back over his shoulder and then he'll... What am I rolling?
I think... Hold on 1 second. You're going to roll Ego.
That's one thing I can definitely do.
This is going to be difficult, though. It's going to be really difficult. It's going to be 27.
Yeah, my ego, I could do that.
Oh, okay.
Well, not my character's ego. 27.
Yeah, 27 target number.
I'm gonna spend a point of karma.
Okay.
And so I just throw down I basically
a D6. Yeah, reroll a D6.
Yeah, let's fail twice. Why not? Go for it.
4. So 18 plus 4. If you rolled the 1, that still doesn't quite get you there.
Okay, I'm gonna take this moment to cry, and that will be his action.
Okay. All right. Next up is Aid. Where are you, Aid? Are you inside or outside?
I think that the moment it appeared that this devil guy seemed pretty handled by divinity and Usnavi, I'm going to focus on John.
Okay.
Captain America moves over to John. Does he appear to be in any kind of distress? Like, what's the deal?
John is on fire.
Well, yes, that part I understand. I've seen that before. Does he look hurt is more, I think, what they're trying to determine.
Yeah.
John, are you with me?
There is no John when Captain looks at the skeleton in John's uniform. It's just white flames, great skeleton, just almost looking straight through Captain America, ready to just pounce in the direction of Mephisto.
I think once Aid kind of clocks and understands the situation, they kind of give the figure sort of a once over and like kind of not really quite taking their eyes off of him, sort of run through the front door towards where the combat is currently taking place. But I don't think they're going to take any offensive action at this moment.
Okay. All right. And now it's John.
John, or at this stage, Ghost Rider is just gonna charge past Captain and go after Mephisto.
All right. What kind of attack are you doing?
It's almost animalistic, like a wild animal when it barges past Captain, and it's just gonna whip out the chain out of nowhere and just do mystical fire with the chain.
All right. 32 is your target number.
Which one was that? Was ego or
your mystical fire? I believe is agility. Your chain, I should say.
Okay, that's gonna be the.
Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry, agility is 32 still.
32. I think I missed.
Okay. So you did not get a 32. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. So those chains whip out through that now bashed open doorway of the motel. And no, I'm not going to do that. The chains just whip over Mephisto's head over the car and come back to you.
There is this, the skeleton's jaw is like open, hissing.
Would you like to move anywhere?
It's gonna charge him.
Okay. Yeah, and you'll get to him by your next turn. Mephisto is next.
Ooh. Oh no.
And
Ouch time.
Mephisto stands up, picks himself up off of this crushed car, boots slamming onto the concrete of the sidewalk, looks around all of you, kind of pops his thumbs into his front pockets and says, I didn't come here for a fight with you all. I just got a score to settle with that one. And he looks at John Ghostwriter as he's raging towards him. And this is going to be ego. What's your ego defense, John? Oh, I've been rolling. It's 25, right? I've been rolling against that the whole time. Yeah. Okay.
Ego defense is currently 25. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mephisto looks at you and says, there must be a way we can settle this. You owe me a debt. But his words have no effect on you, and you just keep barreling towards him. Oh, were you going to say something, John?
The skeleton at this point is just shrieking. It's a horrible sound.
Yeah. Really unnerving. Lester, even over by the trees, you can hear this and feel it in your bones. It's just also, at this point, the front door finally opens and a little curly-haired young man peeks his head out to look at what's going on. Electra, you're up next. Turn your sound on, my darling.
Okay, you might have told me to follow Dr. Lester and keep an eye on him. So that is what I'm gonna do. He ran out, right? So Electra will be shortly behind.
I'm gonna say you're fast. You got to him. You even saw him as you were running up to him, kind of messing around with this invisible field. And as you get closer, you feel it too. You feel it, that there's this energy here, leftover energy that has been dissipating over time. Go ahead and roll your vigilance perception, and you will get edge on this.
Target number?
Oh, target number is 21.
Yep. Fantastic success.
Yeah. All right. With that fantastic success, piecing together what you saw Dr. Lester do, and also you see him holding the earring. You already know there's a bracelet that was found. You piece together that those blue portals that America sends you through and the ones that the crystals have been sent through, there was one here not too long ago, days ago, and its energy has been dissipating. The difference, though, between the star portals that you're used to and this one is that America's star portals are clean energy. They don't leave behind this weird energy residue. This one does. So you know it's not an America Chavez portal. It's someone else's portal, but that's what this feels like.
How do I pick that up? Can I pick it up from like touching it or just sensing it?
You sense the energy, and having been close to the portals, you feel that similar energy. It's almost like an electric kind of energy.
So it was there and it's not there now. So I'm assuming that there's nothing open. It's just like heat wave in the air, basically, at this point.
Yeah.
All right. I turn to Dr. Lester. So this is how we usually get around in between, these places, the time traveling thing. Whatever was here is gone. This is just pollution.
Lester stares at you for a long moment and he just goes, "Is that Satan?"
Probably.
Okay.
But I don't think he's got any beef with you. It seems to be a John thing.
Okay. I found the earring, and he just holds it up.
Good.
I think Electra would probably note that Lester looks like he is borderline in shock right now. He's kind of a little just holding the earring and staring at you.
Electra, using like her energy thing that she can do for like, the Reiki healing, and she does also have fearless So is there like a way that I can say that I kind of give him a little boost of like bravery to come out of that shock with
Snap out of it, man.
Go ahead and roll ego.
Okay.
Target will be. You're not rolling against him, so I'm going to say it's an easy roll for you. 19.
Okay. Save me from my character choice, please. Save me.
Yeah, you definitely are able to calm him a bit and at least ease that shock he's in. And also, I'm going to specifically tell you this. Between all of the two of you, your vigilance perception rolls being successful and this now additional ego roll, you realize that these are definitely breadcrumbs. Dr. Angela is a smart lady, and she realized she was in danger and started dropping her jewelry for someone to find.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think, I guess it looks like she wants us to find her. So I guess it started out like, hey, I'm going to go hang out with my cousin. But I feel like this looks a little bit more like, help me, my cousin doppelganger might kill me. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like she was trying to leave some clues to where she's going. John, Lester's looking back over towards John and everything that's going on over there as he's saying all of this. Yeah.
But just don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let's just think about this.
Right. Yeah, no, it seems like she was trying to let everybody know where she was going. Definitely. Agreed.
Okay.
Yes.
And Electra will turn and kind of like give Yamaya the eyes, like the holy crap eyes that she figured something out.
Mm-hmm.
And before we see Yamaya's reaction to that, Divinity, it is your turn.
All right, so we see Mephisto says there's no beef. Divinity looks back and says,
Well, you're hurting my friend. I'm not going to let you hurt my friend.
and then they just rush forward, and then they're just essentially going to probably grab them around the neck, and then they're going to toss them at John, so therefore John can pretty much do like a clothesline. So kind of like a tag team WWE maneuver.
I'm going to give you
Okay.
double trouble on this
Oh, okay.
because Mephisto starts turning back to smoke when he sees your hand coming at him again. So we'll see if he turns to smoke in time.
Okay. So what am I rolling?
So you're grabbing him again. So this is going to be a might,
Okay.
but you're gonna. I mean, I don't even know if double trouble stops you because you're like, your base is so high.
Possibly. Possibly. Yeah, because my base is a 42 technically. But you know, it just depends upon how he rolls. Maybe
Yeah.
he gets a 42 as well. We'll see. Well, I can roll.
I will have him roll. I was, yeah. I'm gonna make him roll instead of it being against his defense.
Okay. Perfect.
Well, that wasn't good. I don't know if it even makes a difference. Then wait. So
Oh, that was a great roll too.
Hmm.
Had a 6, 5, and a 3. Okay, so you said double trouble. So I guess you want me to re-roll the 6 and the 5. Okay.
Yep.
So that was 2 6s. So I have to take the 6 and the 5. I'm guessing, right? If this, okay, cool. So 6, 5, 3. Presuming that's grab. I'm not doing any damage though. I'm just tossing him over to John, so John can go ahead and do the clothesline attack.
Are you tossing him near John or at John?
Kind of like near John, like maybe like where he's like rolling across the ground, so therefore John can pretty much either clothesline him or something like that. Pretty much like a tag team move.
So I was gonna say that would deal damage to John if you were throwing him at him, but
Oh no. The goal is he can see that John wants a piece of Satan, and so he's just offering him up on a silver platter.
All right.
Yep, so that's me.
Okay. And now we're getting near the end of our session, so we're gonna finish this round, and then we're gonna jump to John and Mephisto. But first, Yamaya, you're standing there with Electra and Lester. What would you like to do?
Well, I would say that before she shows up, because she's running pretty quick, she does see the front boy, front desk kid, is gonna kind of like stop for a second and be like, "Are you okay?"
He just closes
you're
the
reading
door.
your magazine.
Yeah, he just closes the door, locks it, turns the sign to closed.
Great. So now that Yamaya is probably a lot further behind, instead of running up to Lester and Electra, you just see her like take her her flight power, and it's almost like she just used it as a boost and like kind of like lands next to Electra as she like turns to say something to Yamaya. So what was the question that you had said to me?
Oh, Electra just like shot you the eyes like, I think we found something.
Yeah, so she lands just as like catching that glimpse. Does she feel the energy force as well?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna have you roll vigilance perception. What is your vigilance score though?
Yeah.
Is it fairly high?
No, 3.
Then no, you don't feel it.
Damn. I was gonna do something cool. Oh well.
Oh, what did you want to do? What were you thinking of doing?
Well, I got a new little power here, and
Oh.
this is just my brain kind of trying to finagle comic physics here. But with an electrical force, I have. Well, no, it's thunder. I thought I had lightning already. Never mind. I was gonna try to cast a lightning to try to spark it to open, but next level up. Sorry.
Okay.
Y'all.
That I like where your head is at though.
Yeah, I was gonna get there eventually. Oh well, it's cool. Yeah, I just land next to and like the eyes. I'm like So like Yamaya does the face back of like.
You don't see this?
See what?
Okay, so I think there was a portal here at some point. Dr. Lester found it, wandered over here. I think we think that his wife is actually not a willing participant in this at this point, but there's like a weird residue in the air of whatever this portal was. It's not like ours. It's not clean burning energy. It's fossil fuel.
Huh. Okay, wait, but how do you know that she's taken against her will?
It feels kind of like breadcrumbs.
I hold up the earring. I think she's dropping this on purpose so she knows so we know that she went this way.
Oh, like this too?
That's her bracelet.
Yeah, found it in the other room. I like quickly take it off and like hand it to him.
He just takes it and looks at it. A spell of Mephisto's broken at that point as he stares at the bracelet.
Yeah, I found it in the other room, in room 5. It was very strange.
She wants us to find her.
Okay.
I don't know how to. What does this mean? I don't know how to deal with this. And he kind of waves at the energy again.
Okay. This might be something that Usanavi would probably be better at handling, or maybe even Divinity. Oh hell, even Mephisto, John's the devil. What? I don't understand what's going on here. This situation. But are you okay, Dr. Lester? Like, let's start with that. I know your wife is missing. We're gonna get there, and I know you just saw the devil.
I mean,
Uh-huh. Right.
We cut with Lester. I'm umming over to John and
Oh, I was gonna use inspiration on him so he can go run back in there.
Go for it. Rewind. Go for it.
Yeah. With all of that, she just basically goes, "I think you need to get back in the fight, soldier," and uses inspiration. So the character inspires an ally in earshot. So in this case, Dr. Lester. Ally gains an edge on all action checks until the start of the character's next turn.
Okay.
That fight, soldier.
So is this to motivate me to go fight Mephisto?
Uh-huh. At least to go back over there.
He glances back in the direction and he looks down, and Lester starts making a connection that maybe this thing had something to do with the disappearance. Maybe Angela's missing and this thing knows about it. And if he's really the devil, he couldn't have been thrown through a window. So he bounces the earring in his hand for a second, and he just starts calmly walking back in the direction, and he scoops up a rock off the ground.
Okay.
Starts bouncing it in his hand as he's walking back. And he's looking at the corners of the buildings and glances at a tire of a car. And looks at if anybody's got a piece of metal jewelry on. He just starts like working the angles as he's like calmly walking back in that direction.
Okay. All right. We're gonna cut over to John, but you are walking over, and you will be back within range after this next thing. As the end of this next thing is happening, John, Mephisto has been kind of thrown over towards you, half smoke, half man. What do you do? Put your sound on, sir.
Well then, yeah, the Ghost Rider's mouth opens even more, and this is Mystic Hellfire again, but just this flamethrower shoots out. Just scorpion style, just this cone of fire, and hopefully it hits.
32.
That is agility again.
Yes.
32.
Ooh.
Do I spend the 1 karma on this?
I would reroll that too if you're gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is 1 karma gone.
You're only 2 away. You need to roll a 4 or higher on your reroll.
On the 1d6.
Oh wait, you're 3 away. Sorry, 5 or higher. You rolled a 5.
5! Yes!
So what happens? Mystic Hellfire lances out from your mouth.
Yeah, just this flamethrower, just from the mouth.
What does it do to Mephisto?
Probably almost. If it's half smoke, it probably solidifies him almost, like turning him into like a ceramic kind of thing.
Interesting. Let's see what your damage is to. You got a 5 on your Marvel die with that reroll. So 5 times your rank, which is 15.
15.
60.
60, thank you. I was like, I know it's an easy number. I just can't find it right now in my brain. So 60 is the base damage of this attack.
What does it say for 38 then?
Oh, yeah, 6. Oh,
Huh.
yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if Roll20 is fully updated with the new damage numbers.
I don't know.
Because your base damage is. Oh, you know why? Because 2 times. It's basing it off of. You re-rolled your 2, so it's basing it off of the 2. That's why it's not. Yeah. So actually, then it would be 68 because it's adding. That's what the damage is. You add the 2 numbers, the 2 other numbers on your D6s, D616. So 68 is your actual damage. And
Nice.
You said you turn Mephisto's half smoke, half man, like kind of that
Into like
pressure. Like that heat and pressure turning
Just
into ceramic.
pressurize him into like granite or something.
Yeah, you see Mephisto's eyes kind of widen as you create the ceramic effect. I'm imagining like around his shoulder and across his chest, and he starts to kind of like wiggle away from you. He backs out of the door away from you, and then Lester. Final move of the night. What do you do, Lester?
As he bounces the rock in his hand, he kind of glances back for a second to see what the others are doing. Just kind of, he just takes one last glance back at Elektra and Maya, and when he does, there's a quick, just like a little flash in his eyes that probably invokes sharp memories of another version of him in another universe. Like under the surface, there is this sort of just sudden ease with the violence that he's about to commit, and almost glee that seems to be buried for a second as this universe's bullseye is going to bounce that rock in his hand, and he just flicks it like that and sends it rocketing in the direction of Mephisto.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm going to use the lock-on ability.
Of course, sir.
And then I'm going to snipe him. I'm going to use snipe.
Tell the folks how many edges you get with this.
Let's see. So the character makes a range attack against an enemy. If the attack's a success, the enemy will take regular damage. If the attack is a fantastic success, he's going to take double damage. I'm going to get one edge because I'm locking on and he's in line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I use that, or is it a reaction? Oh, you know what?
You're also throwing an object, right?
Yeah.
So you have an edge for that. So now you have
That's
double.
right. So double edge. I'm not gonna snipe him. I'm gonna headshot him.
All right.
Character makes a range attack with trouble at an enemy, so this is gonna be hard to do. This is probably
So you cancel out one of your edges, basically. If
right.
it's in trouble.
If the attack is okay, cool. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna So double edge. I don't get triple because he is way higher than level 5.
Right. Are
Not
you
gonna get triple attack?
So are you doing headshot or snipe?
Once per battle, when attacking the character, I can turn a Marvel die into a 1. So I'm gonna do that right now, using combat trickery, and just give myself a 1 on the Marvel die. The character has edge on fight attack. Okay, yeah. So, and I'm gonna use my signature attack. So double edge. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pop him. All right. So I'm making.
This is a headshot, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use headshot.
Okay. So you only get one edge because the trouble from the headshot cancels out one of your double edge.
Yeah.
But you do get that Marvel die.
Yeah.
One.
All right. I guess I'll roll my attack now. What's the target number?
Target number is 32.
Well, this is gonna be tough. Let's see what happens. I roll 34. I'm gonna turn the 6 into a 1 on the Marvel die. Is that what I want to do?
And it still counts for 6 because the Marvel die counts for 6 when it's a 1.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. So that's a fantastic success.
It is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It says with a headshot, if the character makes a range attack with trouble at the enemy within weapon range, if the attack is a success, the enemy takes double the normal damage. If the attack is a fantastic success, the enemy takes triple damage.
All right.
If the enemy suffers any actual damage at all, they are stunned for 1 round.
So your 6 on the Marvel die times your rank, which is, what is your rank? 10?
Rank 10, yeah.
Yeah. So 60 is the base damage plus 68 is your damage here. Times 3.
Okay.
Calculator out. 204. I will tell you right now, Eric, Mephisto has 4 health points left.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna describe it if you wanted me to.
Kill him. This doesn't kill him.
Sure, no, I'm not killing Mephisto with. No one's killing Mephisto.
But yes, describe this attack.
There's a split second where it's difficult to tell who the devil is, as the grin comes across his face, and when he throws the rock wasn't going towards Mephisto's head. The rock was actually going to the. It was actually going into what looked like a small portion of metal fatigue on the hotel sign that was towering 20 feet overhead. And as he plinks it, it causes a spark that erupts from the side, and the hotel sign just falls and just slams right down on top of Mephisto's head. Just the arrow that said it was pointing straight down, saying that this is the motel, is what bullseyes him at the top of his skull as it just crashes down onto the car.
Amazing. And under that heavy metal sign, that 8-foot cowboy figure just flat like a pancake dissolves into smoke, and the smoke rises and gets the hell out of there. We are out of combat. And before we end the session, just to wrap up this chapter of the noir universe, I want to have a little bit of an epilogue. You all now have figured out Dr. Angela. This Dr. Lester's Dr. Angela was basically kidnapped, taken through a portal by another Dr. Angela. Well, you're still not sure which one she is, but you're pretty sure that's who she is. What do you tell Lester is happening next?
Lester, I know that this is all a lot of information to take in, but we are going to do our best to try to recover your wife as best as possible. Now that we know that she's been taken against her will, we will stop at nothing to ensure justice is served for whoever took your wife.
Lester is going to say, she means everything to me. She's what stabilizes me.
Is there anything else you can tell us about her, just in case we do come across her in a mildly hostile situation, to calm her down quickly? Is there a memento,
she's
jewelry?
She's a former combat medic, so she's seen some terrible things. I don't know. I don't know what you could give her.
Anything that would remind her of you?
Let me think. Yes. Give her this, something I kind of just fiddled with and carved when I was in the Great War. And he pulls out a small coin, and it's literally just a crosshairs that he's just carved, little just like he pulled it off the tip of a rifle that you would aim down a sight. It's part of a nickname they had for me. She'll know. And he hands it.
What was your nickname?
Bullseye.
Quite apropos. You see Yamaya put it in her mom bag and pull out the Mountain Dew and hand it over to Divinity.
Please tell me it's green.
Yeah, I'm going to say the only thing in this world that still retains its color is the neon green of the Mountain Dew.
Sponsor us, Mountain Dew.
They should at this point. It's come up in nearly every episode.
And hot Cheetos.
And hot Cheetos, yes.
A dark night outside a city that never sleeps. And our heroes stand in another battlefield of sorts. Smoky devil flies away, having been beaten down. Didn't get his man this time, but I'm sure he'll be back. Maybe for another chapter of this multiverse story. And that's where we'll end our session. Thank you so much, Eric Campbell.
Yes!
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
That was fun.
You were
Thank you
incredible.
for jumping in with everything that's going on.
That was fun. What was my final damage total? What was that damage total at the end?
204.
204 damage?
Yeah,
With the
6
rocks.
times 3.
200 damage more than he had left.
He had 208 left, and you took 204 away from him.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Okay.
I mean,
He had 4 left.
I was playing Bullseye, so I was like, Bullseye by default is like a super mid-max character. Like he has one thing
True.
does horrifyingly well. Yeah.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
If I'd gotten into that fight, I would have been toast. But yeah, I made him such a soft boy, but then he could do all of this. So it was great. It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad.
Is a cinnamon roll could kill you.
Yeah. Could kill you. That's a great way to describe it. So yeah, thank you so much for coming by, and of course, thank you to our viewers, because without you, we wouldn't be here. So we're going to go ahead and look for So What to Raid. We look forward to see you all for next week for our next episode of Marvel's The New Vanguard. But until then, farewell for now.